Hello, everyone, and welcome to Detectives of Newspire. Back again after about a month, roughly, but, you know
7
what?
days.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I am, oh, shit, I gotta grab my can. I'm John Darksoul. Back at it again with another wacky live stream. And below me is Ebby playing as the resident divination Gobbo.
Hey.
And then beneath the Gobbo, we have the Dwarf, played by Cygnus.
Good evening.
And then beneath the Dwarf, we have the Gruff, played by Guti.
Hey.
Beneath the Gruff, we have the Gremlin, played by Solar.
Alright.
And
As opposed to a goblin, a gremlin.
As opposed to a goblin, yes. You have to have the goblin and then the gremlin. There's a distinct difference between the two.
One is a race, the other is a lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One is a race, the other is a choice. And down at the bottom there, last but certainly not least, is the veritable leader of this little gang of detectives.
Why am I in charge? Why?
Kai playing as the cat boy.
How dare you? This time.
This time. And of course, on the left-hand side of the game board, our benevolent DM of the evening, Chaotic.
Good evening, everyone. This is Chaotic, tonight's benevolent GM for Detectives of Newspire. So, last session, the TLDR, several members of the party found themselves taken aback by nightmares. They discussed it afterwards, and they worked out all of their clues, and they are following their leads to find the killer of the poor Kevin Cyrille. Let us then move back to our would-be heroes as they sit in Zero's detective offices. So, I will go ahead and start the timer.
Good deal.
Okay. So our assignments are Bran, the Goblin, Avara, and Cyrille are going to check out the loan office. Let me double check my notes here. Do. I forgot his name. I wrote it down somewhere.
I had it somewhere as well. What the fuck?
I know, we're all just like looking like, okay, where are our notes? It's been a bit, so we're kind of just like...
Wait, Chester Holmes. There it is.
Chester Holmes, yes. Y'all are visiting Chester Holmes, and
Of Barkenholm Lending.
No, wait. Chess, Avara, and Cyrille are going to go check out Chester Holmes. And then me, John Darksouls, and Bran will be visiting the wife and double-checking how she discovered the crime scene.
Right.
And if she's doing okay.
Right.
Does she need a hug?
Probably.
One would imagine.
Not from me.
Yours is a cold, metallic hug.
Yes. I do.
Mine's a
head
cold,
pats instead.
emotional hug.
I'm sorry for your loss.
All right, so I guess where would we want to... Who do we want to follow first? Because we talked about the nightmare, I think, in detail last time. Oh,
there was even possible discussion of going to the church as well. So.
Yes, we were going to meet up at the church after we did our things, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So it's all coming back.
It's been a month. I'll give it to you.
Piecemeal. It's coming back.
I knew I fucking forgot to upload his picture. I know I have it somewhere. Well, whenever you guys figure which one you would like to do first.
Okay.
Let's do the lone first, maybe? Would y'all want to go first, or
I
do
don't
y'all
mind.
want us to go first with the wife?
Yeah.
I don't mind either.
Alright.
Did I put them in here?
Looks like loan offices first.
Yeah, we can
Loan
take the helmet. We can
offices.
take the wheel on this one.
Yeah.
Well, I read through the notes and remember what the fuck we know.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a picture of something that I was going to possibly need to use, but I cannot seem to find it. Interesting.
I'll give you a second while I read over the notes.
I think maybe I found the picture, but I never saved it.
Oop.
That would
I
make
hate
that
when
would
that
make
happens.
sense. Yeah, it's fine. We don't need to worry about it for now. So, I'll find something for next time. We'll do it live. It's fine. So, off to the offices first. We go ahead and get you guys covered for that. Let's see here. First, so let's divide everybody into their teams. It was Zero, Cheshire, Darksoul.
No, as I keep forgetting, no, it's Bran and it's Chess with the other group.
Ah,
It's
okay.
okay. I keep fucking it up. My
No
own
worries.
plan.
There we go. I'll make it easier for me to grab what we need.
Oh, no, my journals.
Should be... I don't think it's that one. It was this one.
This one's- this-
That should do it, I think. Yes, okay. So we will go ahead and move everything to the place that it needs to be. What is, I believe it was this one for today. And as you guys leave the offices, it does in fact happen to be a rainy day. Alright, this one.
Pull out the
Pulls
old
my hood
cloak.
up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pull up the old hood.
Right, this is me trying to remember. So players who aren't on the field, I assume you can't see anything.
Right.
Nope.
Okay, I'll grab you guys too, and
Just so we can see.
yep, you guys can
Or
just
keep
move
moving.
around so you can see.
Yeah.
I trust you enough not to go wandering off.
Wanders.
Should have known. Should have known.
I'll be a good boy this time.
There you go.
That's
That
a
way
lie.
you guys can see.
Ooh.
I said this time.
Ooh.
It's even
look at
animated
that.
rain. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's nice.
And you said this is free?
No, it was a one-time buy,
Ah, fair enough.
and then I'm paying my brother to host it for me. So
Jesus, this is such a better deal compared to World 20.
Yeah.
How much is the one-time purchase, and how much is it to host the server?
let me go look it up for you here real quick. Foundry. If I click on purchase, let's see. I gotta log in with my account to proceed. No, $50.
That's not bad considering
That's-
it's one time
yeah.
compared to the
Roll
sub
20s.
that Roll20 has.
Rebels.
Yep.
Yeah,
Rebels.
And I mean, how much is it to host the server? I mean,
Yeah.
if all of us chipped in a little bit, we probably
My brother
would.
gives me a family discount, and I think I pay him like $20 a month.
We could all, like, depending on how much it costs, and we could make our own and
Yes.
Well,
maybe chip in and keep it going every month. And
Mhm.
Mm.
I won't say no. It is $20 a month. It's not
Yeah.
that much, to be fair. It's,
better make
you
sure
know,
we get our money's worth if we did.
yeah,
Oh,
we
sure.
have to talk to. We'll talk to your brother later about how much his server is to host and how he hosts it, and we can make a decision from there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
we can
Yeah.
do that. All right.
What was the information the lender might have? By the way, I am trying to remember.
They are the one that you were reading several of different. You found both of Cyrile's different books. It appears that he borrowed money from them essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They are his lenders.
Yeah, we're trying to double check if maybe it was a late payment gone awry, and or he just really wasn't paying, and
Or if
he was
just
getting final warning. So
and the other
was
thing
this
is
the
the more
collection?
and like the more that a person loans the loan shark, the closer that shark gets acquainted with the blood, as 'twere.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna try to assess if by any chance this was not a collecting debt matter.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what we can glean
And
from
since
them
you're
as
the
well.
money gobbo, we figured you would probably be good because you should understand that and have the expertise for that area.
Yeah. And I'm just here in case you need anything
That's
looking at that he
Right,
doesn't
we
want
had
to show
you go so you could sneak into the back rooms and check their extra files.
Yeah, if you deem it necessary.
Yes.
I'm not gonna just sneak in for sneaking's sake, but
I'm gonna say, please do not.
no, but if you get that idea that he might be doing that, then yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here.
I want to see what the fuck that was.
Oh.
I'm just curious.
I guess the general to start, maybe a perception check to see how the city fares today.
There are some
From where we are.
walls to keep you guys from going out of the... I didn't want to draw up the whole damn map, so...
Fair enough.
So what you're trying to see that I'm moving is there's some halflings that have a cart with an ox, and they seem to have been asking directions from this guard before they went on their way.
Fair enough.
Okay.
They appear to be heading towards the Parks District.
Okay.
I see someone about to do a train robbery.
Hush. Anyways. NPC pictures are hard to keep, okay?
Yeah.
That's fine. Anyway, yeah. I'll just let you guys take the lead then.
Okay. Would we know would I be knowing the location of the loan shark's
direction.
That way. Okay.
John Darksouls has a pin.
Yep. I'm just marking that I'm not actually here.
Oh, fair.
It's a little indicator.
You coming, Goblin? You coming?
I am here. I don't know what you're talking about. I am menacing everybody right now. As a ghost from beyond.
Just T-pose collision through the wall.
Well, I'll be glad to take the lead on this one.
Gmod noise.
Just to set the tone. If there's anything of interest that peeks out to either of you.
So, the lock is where the door is, so...
Alright. Well, just let me know if you need a more gentle touch, right? And then she gives you a wink.
I'll be sure to do that.
And
I'll
technically
give-
from here you should be able to see him, but I think if you move a little closer you can see through the window. So,
Yeah. I will give
let me see.
several
I'm just
firm
gonna
knocks
move
on
you
the
and mess with it. Let me see. Nope.
Okay.
Alright, I see what's going on here. Anyways. I see what I did. I messed up on the map making. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, I will give several firm knocks on the door.
Come in, come in! And I will give you the pop out of his picture.
Okay.
Ooh.
Old name.
So he is sitting at a desk very near to the window here, which I think you'll see out of. Yep, now you can see out. It was a problem with my map making. You should have been able to see in the window as well. So
I don't see the room anymore.
yeah, that's more my map making. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Morning,
Oh,
Morning, sir. Mr. Holmes, I presume.
Yes. Might I ask who you are? He looks up from all the paperwork that's sitting across his desk.
Of course. Constable Vanderegal, and these are a couple of my associates. Coming here on investigative business, I say, closing the door behind me.
Investigative business. I'm sure you'll find that our business is completely clean, sir.
Oh, I don't doubt that. In fact, we're here on a sensitive matter. No one here is in any sort of trouble, though there is a matter of local importance I was hoping you may be able to assist us with.
I suppose I could take some time. As he sits up from his chair and moves over towards the pillar here.
Appreciate that time out of what I'm sure to be is a busy day. My consultants and I are here conducting an inquiry regarding the finances of a Mr. Sorrel. A record...
Oh, no, please, continue.
Yes. Our records show he had some outstanding debts with you, and some of our investigation notes yielded he may have misappropriated his funds. Whether we find the need to convict him on felony charges hinges on discovery. Obviously, this is a sensitive matter, so for the time being, we'd appreciate your cooperation as well as what's the word I'm looking for?
Any other
Information.
information.
Yeah, but like not silence. There's another word.
Discretion.
I tripped at the end. Discretion. Thank you. It was right there.
Yeah.
And discretion on the matter.
Would you like to make me a bluff check?
I would. $22.
Not bad.
And incongruent with this chaotic, I had this class ability I would like to use.
Okay.
It is called Quick Interrogator. Well, actually, I'll wait till the result of this first.
Okay. A misappropriation of funds, you say? In what manner are these? Was he using our lending for? So far as I was aware, it was to sit there and buy additional stock for his shop, as well as various upgrades required to make it more appealing.
Some of the records indicated as much, but some records may have also. We are conducting investigation as to whether or not some of them of those funds had went towards more, shall we say, luxurious matters.
Luxurious matters. More so that he's buying things for himself rather than for future potential customers. Something I should have considered from the man. He definitely was not much of a mind for business, let me tell you. I'm not entirely sure why Bark decided to trust him in the first place.
Hence why a matter like this was best left to the discretion of the law. Would you not agree, sir?
Yes, I entirely agree. However, what kind of information would I be able to share with you? I could sit there and tell you that the loan was taken out several months ago, and that generally he's been good with his payments, at least until recently.
Can I sense? Can I just, while they're talking, just get a read on him?
Sure. Give me a
and while
sense
he's
motive.
doing that, now I would like to invoke this class ability, Chaotic, if I may.
Sure.
If you want there to be RP with this, let me know. But like I said, it's called Quick Interrogator. I get to make a diplomacy check to gather info over the course of 1d6 times 5 minutes. And it's either a diplomacy or intimidate check to change their attitude within 5 rounds. So, if that's something I might be able to do.
Let me see here. This is your constable's ability, I assume, right? Let me see.
Yes. It's an attempt to.
So it's
improve
you can either attempt a diplomacy check to gather information in 1d6 times 5 minutes, and you can attempt a diplomacy or intimidate checks to change someone's attitude. So, essentially what it does is you can either, because normally gathering information is supposed to be kind of like a background thing, where it's you say, I want to go and ask people in general, what do they know about these things? This is you picking up random gossip, usually.
Okay.
And that normally takes 1d4 hours. For you, it takes 1d6 times 5 minutes. So you can do it far faster than other people can. When you just go out and ask the general populace what they know about a subject. The other one is you attempting to influence somebody's attitude to make them more friendly towards you, which normally... I don't know if there's normally a time for that, but let me see.
I think that's minutes.
It's like, I think it's like that that range from hostile to dislike, etc.
It is that, and it says you can change their initial attitudes with a successful check. The DC depends on their starting attitude, adjusted by their charisma. And it says, generally ineffective. Any attitude shifts through diplomacy lasts for 1d4 hours or shorter. But it just says you can attempt to change it in 5 rounds, but there's no rounds limit on that, so I don't know what that means. I guess it's just one of those, like, as a GM, I'm willing to give it to you quicker, I guess.
If you have an enemy that you're trying to, like, cool off or something that you want to keep alive or something.
It's about the only thing that makes sense to me, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can give me a diplomacy check to try to affect his initial attitude here if you'd like.
Sure. Just see if you can get him a little more forthright with, sharing what he knows.
Sure.
Okay.
With a 26, let me see. Can't be shifted more than 2. Okay. Well, based on what he would probably have. I'm sorry if I'm coming across as somewhat rude, officer. You see, it's in my line of work, keeping track of all the funds, especially when Bark makes deals without necessarily telling me first, can be a bit jarring, you understand. He definitely seems to be at least a little bit more helpful than he was before.
Oh.
Completely. And hang on a second. Out of character, it's been a few weeks, but for some reason I recognize the name Bach.
Bark is his business partner.
This is Bark and Holmes Lending, yes.
Yes, Holmes is the one who you're talking to, who is the one that does, like, the business part of things, like the, dealing with the money and how much they have to lend out and the collections, while Bark is the face, the one who does, like, who's the nicer one of the two, who will give out loans improperly in Holmes' eyes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm in Bird!
Yeah. There you go.
Woo.
That's why you're the leader of the group.
Oh, fuck me.
Well, the inquiry does show that he was consistent for a period, but then
over the past month or so, over the past few months here, he's been late with his payments each time, and I was rather cross with him. He needs to be on time with his payments, or else we would recall the loan in full.
And
just part of the agreement.
And do you have a sort of a history with this man taking out loans? Has he, how long has he been doing this? How long you've been in business alongside the man?
So far as I'm aware, I've been working here in this shop for the past 10 years, helping many of the shops here get their startups. This man's only been here less than perhaps a year himself. This loan was taken out roughly about 6 months ago, I believe. I can find the paperwork here for you.
6 months.
He starts to shuffle through some of the bookshelves behind him. Let's see. Cousin, this is an old one. What is this doing here? He must have pulled it for some reason. So it's going to take him probably about a minute or so to find this. If you guys have anything in the meantime.
So were we able to tell anything from?
Yeah, we did a sense motive.
Did you do your sense motive?
Yes.
We did.
15 from Avara and 31 from Greyshanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of a sense motive, he does seem like a somewhat crotchety old man, but he does definitely seem like he wants to cooperate. He doesn't want any more... He's definitely a I don't want trouble kind of person.
Okay. All right. Then.
But he does seem to be being truthful, so far as you can tell.
Alright. And ever since he took out that, while he's searching, I'll just be like, has he been consistent with that, with paying back ever since those 6 months started?
In the first 4 months, he was good on his payments. It was these past 2 where he was late. And part of our agreements tend to include that one missed payment or one late payment is fine. But once you start showing a pattern of it, well, we recall the loan. Meaning full payment in return. Simple interest system. Each time he pays off, gaining the interest and the principal. Ah, here it is. He pulls out a small, I guess a folder of some kind, with parchments in it. Opens it up. Yes. Let me see. Where are my items hiding?
I'm going between 2 handouts and my own personal physical notebook, so
Yeah, I know.
I'm bouncing around a bit myself.
Right, so what we showed here was a simple interest loan, 500 gold pieces, 2% interest to be gathered per month. His first few payments, let's see here. Right, his first few payments were only on the interest itself, 10 gold pieces each for the first 4 months. It was this last one the last 2 when he was late, I'm gonna have to just do some math myself here.
You're good.
Let's see.
Understood.
It's gonna be... So for the first 4 months, all he paid was on the interest. After that, he began to... Let's see, the first overdue penalty... Right! He hasn't paid for the last 2 months. That's why his current total that was due on the last note I sent out was 21 gold pieces. That's for both months' minimum interest alongside the late fee.
That's 21 gold, including the late fee.
I'm reading something here wrong. No, during the first 2 months he paid merely the interest. The next 2 months he did pay off some portion of the loan. Currently it should be 457 gold, 17 silver, 12 coppers. That's with what bits he did send in, at least. And then these last 2 months I haven't seen any payment from him whatsoever, which is why the current total should be 21 gold pieces he owes us by the start of next month.
Okay. That does match up with some of what some of our Inquisition tells us.
That just means that I do my job properly, as one should.
As you have certainly proven. And that cross-reference will certainly have be able to something we could bring to our higher-ups. Now, you and your partners, are either of you made aware of any particular product he might be bringing in for the loans that they give out?
For Cyrille himself, so far as I'm aware, he does odds and ends more than anything else. He's not specifically he's not a lumberer, he's not a carpenter, contractor of any sort. He merely buys what he thinks is going to sell. He must have at least done well enough for himself that he was able to sit there and get a building in this prestigious part of town, but I really do not feel as though he had much of a head for business. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if his father bankrolled him into the position.
His father?
I have no idea who the man is, I assume so.
So his father's not local, didn't come with him those 6 months ago or anything?
I didn't know anything of Cyrille until he arrived here.
Right. And... did you by chance happen to hear any information about overseas imports that may have come this way?
Something tells me somebody wasn't paying their tariffs properly. Trying to get it in under the table, I don't think that the tariffs are too bad myself, but, you know, unscrupulous businessmen of all sorts try to avoid everything they can to pay their proper dues.
Exactly why we're here. Now, does he...
That must be why he was late on his payments. He was sitting there doing everything he could to sit there and make sure he had enough to pay the tariffs.
Yes.
Should have guessed as much.
Now, before the loans are made, does he make mention of anything of interest? Or does he just generally inform you of that he has products of interest that he tries to bring through?
I wasn't the one who made the deal with him. That would be my partner, Buck. And currently, unfortunately, he is away on business right now. He is not in the building. I do believe that he was heading out towards... what was it? Roxy, I believe. I think he was planning on meeting with a group of those Cullens, I believe. God knows why.
Roxy to meet Collins, and how? So he's far out of town by this point, huh?
It's been at least a week.
Okay. Did he ever give any indication when he might be back?
He should be back by the start of next month.
Okay.
He did sit there and rent out a few of the horses. He and the guards that he rented to take with him that direction. I do believe that means that beyond Roxy, I'm sure he plans to meet at least I'm sure he plans to canvass a few of the surrounding town cities, move up into Renfell perhaps, see if he can make any more contacts. You never know when people will need a little bit of extra gold to sit there and keep the machine running.
Certainly. With a partner like yourself, he's certainly keen to keep keep all that money well in line, as you've proven to me today. And one other... I think we have the question. Does anyone else have any other inquiries? As I'm furiously taking notes and cross-referencing things.
Oh, you're doing good.
Oops.
I mean, this guy seems clean, but I'm wondering if it might be worth asking if we were told if anything happens, should a debt not be paid other than interest? Or one moment.
I want the because something else I just remembered if I remember right, talking to Kai, our group was given the Inquisitor's badge to look things through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I believe Zero holds on to it, but yes, Bartholomew, who is someone you have worked with before, did give the ring, which is the show of inquisitorial privilege for your group. I believe Zero currently has it, though.
Okay. Damn. Okay.
Unless you want to have handed it over, it's entirely up to you guys.
Honestly, I think that might have actually been a good idea because Guti's group was going to be the one that did, like, the sleuthing in unscrupulous territory, whereas we were going to go talk to the wife. And so I don't imagine we would need...
Oh, I didn't realize I was still muted. Yeah, I was saying that it might make sense that we probably gave it to them because we're just dealing with the wife, and she's probably going to be cooperative. They're in more unknown territory. If the DM would allow it, it's probably a good idea that we did hand it to them.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't mind at all.
Perfect.
That's why I asked. That's what you asked, and I was like, So,
Okay.
Yep. I would say that yes, you do have it.
Well, if he is out of town, and those might be matters he would check into, then then if we're going to glean what we can as quickly as we can, we may need to check in some of his personal effects. And I can assure you, he takes out the ring. We have that I think this might speak in terms of clearance.
he looked like he was about to start saying something, but when you pull the ring out, he actually kind of takes a step back for a second, and then looks up at you, wide-eyed for a second. He shuts his eyes, licks his lips for a second, and looks back at you. Well, I could see that my help was not exactly what you were looking for then. Do what you will. I won't stand in your way. There's nothing to hide here, I assure you. He's gonna sit back down at the desk and sort of just cross his arms and just watch you now. He most certainly is not happy with you anymore.
Sense motive that I have nothing to hide.
Sure.
I will do the same.
Between the two of you, he seems to think that he's very much in the right there, and he is very angry that this authority has been pulled over on him. Normally, businesses do have at least some a little bit of leeway in keeping guards from snooping about, but you know, he seems to think his trust has been betrayed in some sense, is what you're getting. So now he's just sitting down and he's just watching you.
Fair enough.
As someone who handles some, not the same, but you know, sort of similar kind of business. No, never mind. I don't think there's anything.
Okay. If you think of anything, go ahead and speak up.
If you
No, just
want,
like-
you could even, if you're, as a player, are having issues, you could probably roll a knowledge to see if
You happen to remember
I could
something.
point you in a direction.
Yeah, just to me, I think like if it makes sense that as someone who handles a similar business, I don't find why he would be that particularly upset if he has actually nothing to hide.
If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although, all I'm going to say is, well, how much would you like it if somebody comes into your house and starts rifling through your computer and things?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And that
Oh,
might have
don't
also been
don't
a
look at that
partial
bolt.
lore, and that might have also been a sort of lore misinterpretation from my playing end. So,
Well, now I just want you to make a comparison to, imagine that a cop has come to knock at your door and is asking you questions, and all of a sudden hands over the warrant and says, by the way, we're now allowed to search your whole house.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you might be a little peeved.
Yeah, I don't suppose there's a way to withdraw that action now. I thought it was more just like a way to kind of show, you know, that, you know, records type of thing. I thought these would have been like, you know, like deeper records. So I don't know if that was like a
So
I said,
I think I'll let the group decide if we should be allowed to pull this one back, because on the one hand, you say you didn't really entirely understand, but now I think you'll understand better if we put it down to the Inquisitors are, in a sense, secret police. They are there to sort of be in the crowd, and they pay attention to things. They hunt down the heretic where they hide, and they use the weapons of the heretic to fight the heretic. They use deceit.
Okay.
They hide. They do all those things. So the fact you talked to him and then showed the ring, well, yeah, it shows that, you know, he's like, you weren't upfront with me. You are someone who's here to And it makes him even more worried too, because it's like, well, fuck, I'm just a lender, man. What the hell's going on? That an Inquisitor is here.
Right?
It's been fucking weeks since we fucking even joined this, so I'm just like,
So I'll leave it up to the group. Do you guys think we should be allowed to pull this back, or should we go ahead and leave it?
I do, because I also was under the same impression as Guti. But now that I understand the weight it carries, I was not aware of that. I guess it should be used as a last resort. We really need to get the information. I was not aware of that.
Yeah. And I think additionally this would be something that Guti's character would also be aware of in terms of like the relationship of of the Inquisitorium and the general populace, because he is a constable. So he's
I am not as
already
smart as my characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nor am I smart. So
You were trying to add something as well, Ebby?
I was gonna say that, I mean, if you want to pull back, that's fine by me, but I was like, if we're on this position, I also think I got a thought on how to maybe calm the waters with this guy.
Oh, okay. Well, from the group vote, I'm happy enough to do a quick little 6-second rewind, so that's fine with me. I don't mind. But now we are certainly aware now, so people don't. So I guess as another side note, people don't necessarily hate Inquisitors. They hate it when they look at them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot more sense.
And a decent number of Inquisitors usually do make their, like Bartholomew, everybody knows who he is. So most of the time they'll make themselves known, but sometimes they won't. It just depends on the situation. They are given that inquisitorial privilege. It's a very massive leeway to do what they deem is necessary, and then the church can look at their actions afterwards. So
sorry about that, dudes.
No, you're good.
No,
You're fine.
So to rewind my
I didn't know that would happen.
Yeah. To rewind my question then, if he would permit a supervised inquiry into some of his effects, to show that we're not like about to like fucking ransack his place or whatever.
Okay. So moving back to it. Well, I have the file for him right here. He'll go ahead and hold it out to you if you would like it. That by itself should be everything you would need. I'm not entirely certain what my partner's anythings would have to do with this. I promise you, I'm the one that handles all the records. The deal, the ink signed, as well as each receipt, is in this folder.
Nope, that's understood. It's just a matter of if there are any additional leads we can pick up, as well as cross-referencing what we've already discovered ourselves.
Dot our I's, cross our T's.
If Bark were here, I'd be sure to sit there and ask him if he thinks he heard anything else, or happen to know any of the rest of Cyrille's family. I can say that I don't, unfortunately, and he's not here. When he does return, assuming that your investigation is still ongoing, I can point him in your direction.
That would be actually very helpful, yes. Is he giving us to take us with him, or are we just going to look this over here?
He's handing you the folder, and he's still standing at the pillar, so...
I can take a look at it.
He's not making a move to let you further in. You are in the business area, though, so, he's like, And as far as he said, that folder has all the information about Cyrille that he has.
Okay. Well...
And I'm inclined to believe that.
Yeah, we will... Well, I'll just take a step back, just kind of look some of these things through, so we can look through some bits of this folder for anything of interest.
Might be good to have the Goblin take a look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to, yeah.
I love contracts.
So whoever would like to, I would imagine that a linguistics check or a proper knowledge check, a knowledge local linguistics,
Appraise,
all of those, or profession merchant, all of those I would accept.
I will use appraise.
Okay.
And I will local. Oh, I can't type the word local in this situation.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness.
No.
That
What is the
should
roll? I
actually be
apologize.
a 18.
18 for Goody, and your knowledge local. Okay, and what did Ebony roll? I'm sorry, I walked away from the computer.
36, natural 20.
Okay, well, looking through everything, Ebony, as Avara is also, very much immersed herself. The contract, at least so far as you can tell, seems sound. It does, in fact, say it's like on this day, 6 months ago, roughly from now. Which we could probably look at the calendar for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would have been Celia of last year, or winter. So very much into the winter months last year. That's right, we don't have as many months, so...
Yep.
Right. Or days.
Yep. We're currently in Kokpin 1505. 2 days after the new moon, in both senses. Both the new moon and being invisible, and the new moon as in the big fucking new moon that appeared in the sky.
Wonder who did that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Some asshole.
Yeah.
Absolute fuck. Anyways.
You got fucking unit!
Absolute fucking unit. The contract seems sound. It's for a specific amount, not for any specific... for the purposes of business, at the simple interest rate of 2% of it per month, until the principal is paid, or the loan is recalled.
There's no hidden thing in there of we can kill you.
Is there any like
No.
small letter, any contract with the demon?
There
No.
are receipts
Anything written in
for...
blood.
There are receipts for the 4 months before the 2 months that he... the months that he missed.
Okay.
Showing that he was in fact paying the interest each month. That's about it, really. I mean, I can't really think of much more paperwork that really needs to be there.
And
in fact, it does in fact have 2 signatures. It has what appears to be a very large and flowy signature, which seems as though that one must be Bark's, and then the somewhat hurried and impatient scribbles of Cyrille. It does, in fact, look like it matches the handwriting from his journals.
And
Okay.
thinking back,
I know all these.
from what we know about this guy, did he look like he was not capable of paying this debt?
His partner must seem to have assumed as much.
Holmes seems to be a somewhat untrusting person in general. Bark, you surmise, would probably be a far more open to negotiation sort of person.
Yeah. And honestly,
In fact,
you kinda need...
some of you might know who he is, so I'll just bring up his... He has a picture, but, he's not here, so...
He's
you
at it.
kind of need... You need someone with that mentality when you're handling money.
Yeah.
So...
So some of you may know who he is, so I will just give you his picture.
Aw, he's adorable.
No.
He looks like someone Luna would play.
Look at that knife ears looking ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the saddest backstory you could imagine. And gay.
Okay.
Well, I imagine they're a gay couple.
Flamboyantly. Anyway.
Actually, no, she couldn't have played that because he's not a drow.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Not a
just
drow,
tone
not
the
a
skin
dampier.
tone down just a little bit.
Okay.
Make it a bit darker, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
from what we can tell, everything from her check and our combined looks, everything appears clean for the most part.
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
And matches up that he says that that he fell off in good pain, in good standing 2 months ago. And he doesn't know any. They don't seem to know anything about product, according to their records.
The record says for general business use.
General, okay.
In other words, it was not for a specific project. It was not for specific buy. It wasn't for a specific deal between two people. It was you took out I know there's a term for it. You took out a personal loan.
Yes.
It wasn't specifically earmarked for anything. It was just a general personal loan.
So that leads me to think that Mr. Sorrel must have been a really silver tongue to come out of here for 6 months ago and just look good like that to a loan officer or whatever.
It's a small time bank, basically.
Yeah.
It's not a really big bank like Gilrace's bank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, by the way, as a side note, there is an entire industry. It's Gilrace Limited, between multiple different companies, the biggest one being their banking services. The man himself, known as Vesuvius Gilrace, who is whispered that some say worked for the Lord Pronemia himself many years ago. The Gilrace Trading Company.
Gilrace Trading Company.
Yep.
Is that Sorrel's?
No, that is. You remember the elf that worked for Ragnael in the magic shop?
Yes, Vesuvius.
Yep, Vesuvius Gilrace. That is him.
Oh, okay.
He now runs Gilrace Trading Company, both with several ships going over the seas as well as a banking.
Well, good
That's
my
for
boy.
him.
Well, his connections help, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Feel like-
mean he has connections?
By the way, the guy that runs Narrator, I used to work for him. Made me a manager, kind of a big deal. Wears fucking spotted leather suits and shit.
Tiger stripes.
Well, this seems clean and seems to only back up everything we've got, as far as I can tell, my dudes. So,
Good deal.
I guess consider this trip some dotted T's and crossed I's. So, Cyrille will look to the other two and ask and be like, kind of give looks, just like, anything else coming on with you guys? Because this checks out.
Seems clean.
So this was a dead end, but it's good that we checked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll give a shrug.
If there's anything else that you do require from me, I will do my best for you, although I do believe I've already done everything that I can. Hopefully you're able to recapture what he owes.
You will close the folder and return it. You've been beyond helpful, good sir, and we'll certainly do our part. This is our consider this assurance that this clears up everything we had on our end as well, as in terms of what records we discovered. So, with
And
that,
once again, and reinforces mine and my partner's integrity. One of the most important parts of a lending business, a lender you can't trust. I don't even know why you would bother to borrow from one in the first place.
well, it certainly shows. You have this back now, and you have a fantastic day. Thank you again.
Plenty of work to do, and I'm sure you as well. So, be well, and Zelos watch over you.
I was about to say, may Zelos...
Also with you.
And also with you.
Yeah, may Zelos bless
This
your
motherfucker.
transactions.
I'm gonna
May Zelos
give
bless
him.
your coins.
I'm gonna give him
Yeah.
5 gold before we leave.
Aw.
He'll look at you a little surprised, but he won't say anything.
For your time.
I am.
He doesn't say anything, he just kind of gives a little nod, just like a shrug, like, okay.
That's a lot of gil for your time.
gives
shit. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasies.
I did also just to be fair, I did also say that Vesuvius's last name is Gilresa. That may also have put the word Gil in your head, which his name Gilresa. It is that for a reason. So.
Mm-hmm. May Zealous make your gill raise up, baby.
Hey, baby.
Is that how Zane says it?
I could see him saying it like that.
I can see it.
Well, that just confirms everything we found, and shows that no real signs of any kind of false records, at least.
Yeah, I couldn't get anything, suspicious from him. Yeah, besides being just a moneylender.
Yeah, man himself seems to keep himself distant from any personal notes about the man, but that line of work kind of needs it.
Just
Should get too
laughing at
involved.
chess, except being a piece of shit.
Fuck, I can't figure out how to.
Cyrille does not give any impression. Cyrille does not give any impression that he disliked that guy. He was doing honest business, honest contractual work. So
Yeah.
Well, Chess
I know, I'm just
didn't say
laughing
anything.
at chess, for a moneylender.
For a moneylender.
To be fair, for a moneylender, the interest rate's very low.
Well,
yeah, it was.
it's also a simple interest rate that doesn't. It's a simple interest rate. It's not. It's not based on anything but the original principle. There's a lot of reason for it.
Seems to be a dead end.
It's not a graduated set of payments. I forget. There's a term for it, but there's like a term where you make your payments in such a way that it chips away a little bit at the principal to start, and over time it's more and more principal because the payment stays the same. We don't have those kinds of advanced banking technologies yet.
You're not paying interest on your interest.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No interest on interest. But also, your interest doesn't go down as the principal goes down. So.
We don't have access to Kevin's credit score, right?
I don't think so, no.
From the sounds of things, he might not have one, even if it was modern times. Seems to be he came from money from somewhere out of town.
Objects don't have credit scores.
Woo! Also, he is a corpse.
Yeah, he is a corpse.
You cannot teleport to objects.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, that was, dead end, but it just also reaffirms our stuff. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to our other team then.
Again, a dead end is a good thing because that means that there's a process of elimination. There's one less thing.
I appear to have missed Bran somehow. Nope, there you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we don't have Doggo. Let's go get Doggo.
Where did Doggo
come back!
What the dog doing?
But that's more of a boofer, if you ask me.
What the boofer doing?
So we will go to our other team here. I don't have a map for this one, so.
All right.
Understood.
Theater of our minds.
Oh god, Jinx. You want me a soda?
And we'll just keep the time going as is. So you guys will make your way to where Argath said that Gloria Cyrille was staying, which was the tailor's residence. I will just bring up their pictures for you so that you will have them available as necessary.
All right.
Okay, so we have Marie, we have Andy, and we have Gloria.
All right.
At least I'm pretty sure I didn't have a map. I might have included them on this one. Let me look at it real quick. I did not. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you guys will arrive to what you believe to be the residence.
All right.
I might even be able to drag them out here. Yep, there they are.
Oh. Well, there we are.
You are now outside of the tailor's residence. As quite obvious from the outside, they are in fact tailors.
Are you sure? Was it the sign with the spool and the needle, or
That helped, absolutely. As well as, it says, A&M tailoring. So.
Oh, I don't know. That's a bit too on the nose. They're hiding something. All right.
As Chesher would say, anything that directly says what it is a front.
The minds echo in my the words echo in my mind. Yes. Suspicious.
Sus.
Okay.
So-
Well,
No
don't
time
think
like
we
the
have any
present.
notes to gather before we go in. Yeah. Oh God.
The husband's dead. I think that's about it.
Oh right. Bran doesn't talk.
Sorry. You're gonna have to
John
face for this
is
one.
the
Sorry,
stoic
you've got
one.
the-
I'm gonna.
You've got the tin can. Sorry.
Yo, can I
Could-
swap? Can Cyrille places that one?
Goody, can
do
you
the
come over
talking
here and
for
do
me?
the
No,
talking, please?
no,
Yeah,
no,
what?
no,
What
no.
He's being
just
silly.
fucking around.
I didn't
No,
hear
I'm
what he
being a
said.
shit whore.
I didn't hear what you said, dude.
Oh, I'm just like, hey, can you come do the talking for me?
Oh.
I've got to be in
well,
charge.
I
I'm with
could,
the two
but the thing about-
non-talkative people.
I know, but here's the thing. No. This is funnier this way.
It's funnier, exactly.
Come on, team leader. Let's see some of that CHA.
Can we go back to fucking Shonen where I just bark like that?
There is a
It
booger
is-
here who is in fact
Oh, you
barking.
will bark.
All right, I'm the dog right now. Who
You're
wants
gonna
to
bark
play?
up the wrong tree.
Is this the actual reason why you chose to play Kai the way you did?
No,
No.
I didn't. There isn't. I'm
You
just.
wanted to be a doggo.
I just wanted to be a doggo.
Pork.
It's just the fact that I haven't talked. It's just
And all you gotta do
because
this
of the
time,
story.
all you gotta do here is just bark up the right tree.
Exactly.
Okay. Well,
I believe in you.
Do it.
well, it is a business.
You've
Don't
got
make me
Feel
this.
it is
wrong.
fair that we just walk on in.
Little bells
Sure,
ringle,
they're
dingle,
open.
dingle.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Marie, I think we might have customers. Hey, how you doing? Name's Andy. He's standing on the other side of of the room. There's all the various equipment for the trade throughout the entire room. Stands up from what looks like he was in the middle of a project.
Hello.
How you folks doing today?
Hello, Sir Taylor. We were here to meet.
No need to
with-
call
I don't
me, sir.
remember her
Ain't got no
name.
title like that.
I don't remember her name.
So, I did bring up the pictures. We have Andy Taylor,
I know.
Marie Taylor, and Gloria
Gloria.
Cyrille.
Yes. Oh, yes. We're here to see Gloria, check on her and make sure she's doing okay. Maybe ask a few questions.
Marie is coming down the stairs at this moment when you say that. Oh, are you the investigators?
Yes, I am Furiya from Furiya Investigations. Here is John Darksoul and Bran. They're here to assist me.
I'll go check on her real quick, and I'll be right back. She hurries on back up the
Take your
stairs.
time. I'm going to look over the wares.
Mm.
I'm
So-
gonna know sure. Mm.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, a tailor works on various kinds of things, from leather to silk to his
I guess
shop.
I'll give me a nice coat.
His family certainly does seem to so he doesn't seem to necessarily sell stuff. It seems more like mostly repair. So a lot of
Uh-huh.
patchwork, a lot of leather patches for various things, as well as
Also
Yep.
taking in custom orders.
Yep.
stuff like that.
Bringing
know,
a
sitting there
coat,
and measuring
lost
you up.
some weight,
Measuring you
fix
up,
your
cuffing your
hems.
coat, and hemming your stuff. Absolutely, definitely what he does.
I used to do that.
Hey. Nice.
So Andy's kind of got his hands on his hips there and kind of looks at you. Well, I guess we should have been expecting you. I guess maybe we weren't expecting you so early in the morning.
Sorry. Just want to get the best advance we can on the day, you know?
No, of
As soon as the
course.
sun goes up, even down. The sooner we get on it, the fresher the trail.
The sooner you can sit there and figure out who sat there and got him, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gloria wasn't all too... She wasn't all too forthcoming last night. All we could really get out of her was that her husband was dead. He takes off his hat. I'm very sorry to hear it.
Yeah. So she's still shaken up. That's understandable.
Marie's
she
gonna
eating
probably
okay?
make sure she hasn't eaten anything since last night, and I assume Marie's gonna check and make sure she's in some kind of state to at least talk to you.
Yeah. Sleep at all? Probably not.
Well, I was able to at least, but I gotta make sure I'm able to be down here.
That's true.
Marie will
Thank
come back
you
down
so much for
the...
looking after her.
Well, you know, when they sat there and they moved in, we were some of the first folks to sit there and approach them. New folks coming in always gotta have somebody they can sit there and have by their side, huh?
Hmm.
And Gloria, she's a sweet peach. Cyrille, well, definitely, he was an ambitious one. I'll give him that.
Quite. I looked at his shop. He had quite the wares.
He seemed to have quite a lot of random doohickeys and all sorts of things. And I'm imagining he was hoping that he would find that one rich noble that decided that they just had to have that little crystal peacock.
There always is one.
Find that one, you sit there set for the rest of your life.
Yep. It's a very gambling sort of business.
Why, I said he
In a
was
way.
ambitious.
Fits him to a T.
At that point, Marie will come back down the stairs. I think she might be able to talk, but it's, I'll be sitting there with her and, trying the
Thank
best to
you.
just sort of keep it calm as can.
Thank you for your work. Is she
You could-
doing okay? I heard from Andy that she's not eating. Did she sleep at all last night?
I stayed up with her. Andy sat there and got himself some sleep so he could work the shop today.
Yes.
Well, if, you want to come on up, come on.
Yes.
She'll gesture at you to bring you upstairs, and Andy will just turn around and get back to the desk, sitting there and patching something, probably some kind of a vest by the looks of it.
I
So you
imagine we
guys
start
will-
making our way up with her.
Go upstairs. Their shop is small, but it certainly works with a few rooms upstairs. She seems to be in their room, the two of them sitting on the bed.
Right.
Marie is stroking Gloria's hand as she sort of stares at the window, just sort of just not really with much of an emotion at
Yeah.
all, as her eyes as if she's already cried all of her tears already.
I walk up to her gently and, stand by the edge of the bed, not imposingly. I kneel down to reach eye level. Hello, ma'am. I understand that it's been a rough time for you lately. I won't try to pry too hard, but we are investigators looking in... I'm Zero Furiya from Furiya Investigations. We are investigating into the death of your husband.
As you start speaking, she sort of looks over real quick, blinks a few times, looks like she starts trying to straighten her hair as you talk. I must look like a right mess, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. From what you've gone through, you look very well put together, honestly.
Well, thank you. Always tried to keep up my appearance as best I can. Yes, I do know what you're here for, and She takes a deep breath for a second as if she's steeling herself to just be ready to deal with whatever's next. Whatever
If you
I
need any
can...
breaks, just let me know and we can step back and take a second. We're here to help, but I understand that it is a very rough thing for you to recollect. But we will need to have an understanding of the scene and how you found it.
Whoever it is that's done it has to be brought to justice. I can't let myself go. I'll do everything I can to answer what I can for you.
Yes. So, when you had come home last night, you were out, I believe.
I had gone down to the market a little late to see if there was anybody that was still keeping the shops open a little late. Perhaps pick up some potatoes or other things that were being brought in from the fields.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we might have a soup of some kind tonight. Well, that night. I came home. The street lights were being set by the premium. And I came up to the door and I opened it. It's a business. It's still open, or at least he tries to kind of keep things open as long as he can most nights. And came in the front door. I hear the strangest sounds coming from upstairs. And
Are you able to describe the sounds at all, or it's okay if you can't?
crunching and chewing and someone eating.
It's okay.
Squelching.
Take your time.
So I started making my way up the stairs, and I called out his name and I said, Kevin, what's going on? The noise has stopped for a moment. I finished making my way up, went to the bedroom, and I think she takes a quick second.
Yeah.
Seems to compose herself again. I think Marie said that the whole block heard me. He was everywhere, and whatever that thing was that sat there, and his face was covered in red, and seemed to look at me for a moment before just it's just gone, and the window crashed, and I don't really remember much after that. I think I remember the good captain coming, helping me down here to the tailors.
Mm-hmm. Good man, the captain. Do you remember if the door was locked when you got there, or was it open?
The front door?
The door to the bedroom and the front door.
The front door was open. He's always tried to keep the business open as late as he can. He only usually locks it before he goes to bed.
Okay.
Just in case there's any of those late nights searching for something. You know?
In that business, you never know, especially with nobles being at whatever hours they want. You could get that good buy late at night, yeah.
It's happened at least once. Sat there and little girl sat there and she saw something in the window she really wanted. She saw one of those little dolls, one of those ones that they sit there and they build out towards the grey forests, far out to the east.
I'm
The
sure
straw
the little girl
dolls?
was very happy for the doll. Did she have a bright smile when she found it?
Oh yes, she did. Her mom was sitting there trying to do everything she could to dissuade her daughter, but she just wouldn't have it. And in the end, she sat there and paid the price that he wanted.
Children have the wildest ways of getting what they want.
They certainly do.
So the shop was unlocked. Do you recall if the bedroom door was?
We don't have any locks on the anything except for the storage room.
Only the storage room. Okay. taking a mental note that it was not locked room. They could have entered through the front.
Mm-hmm.
They did have an invisibility potion. But it would have had to have been used after. I wonder if anybody was able to see into the shop and just start muttering and marking things down.
Marie continues to stroke Gloria's hand.
Did you know if anybody was going to be at the shop that night, or any appointments, or?
I don't think that Kevin ever kept any appointments of any kind. Not really, unless he was going to get his court work done, or to get his pants cuffed, or or when he had to go make his payments to the lender.
Speaking of which, I do believe he was delinquent on those payments. Was there anything happening? The shop just not seeing great days?
He was?
We found some notes in the desk that he had been delinquent for quite a while, it seemed.
As far as I know, he was paying everything on time.
Takes note.
Lied to wife.
It seems that he recently had procured some interesting objects, a box of sorts. Do you remember his attitude? Again, take your time. No pressure. If you can't remember, that's okay.
I remember the box. Something's wrong with the feet that it sits on.
Yes, they're human-like.
I don't know why he was so interested in it. I really don't. But he went and he bought it. Thought somebody might like it. One of those nobles who has an odd fascination with strange objects, I suppose.
Do you remember how he procured it?
There was a man that had entered into the shop who had it and was willing to let go of it for a decent price. I don't remember much about him. He had long ears. He was an elf of some sort.
Understood. Is there any other details you can remember? Again, I understand this is stressful.
You're right, it is, but I think I'm steeled enough to sit there, and I have to. Anything that I can do at this point to help my husband, I have to. They say on death until you part, but I don't think I'll be parting with him for quite a while. We've been together for so long.
It's understandable. And especially the way It's fully understandable. It's going to stay for a long time. It sounds like y'all had a very loving relationship.
I'm trying to think of what the thing looked like, but all I see is a smile. It like teeth. Just teeth. A white face and teeth. Everything else was just. I'm not sure if it's that he was just wearing a cloak, or if it was if I couldn't actually see it. But it's like the whole thing was just dark except for its face. Bone white, and as if it was smiling at me with massive teeth.
Chaotic. May I make a knowledge check on this?
Sure.
This be...
I'm assuming a knowledge religion?
Religion, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I will make one as well.
I would like to make a knowledge dungeoneering check just in case.
8.
Sure.
I was so close to a 20.
Yeah, it's depressing just watching that die just turn that little bit over.
Yeah, I know.
And then someone else rolls right when you're about to hit that 20, and then the die knocks it over.
Well, I got exactly a 20.
Hey.
So we have a knowledge religion. Zeros was a knowledge religion.
Religion, yes.
And then Bran was a knowledge engineering.
Correct.
Okay. So for the knowledge religion, a dark, shadowy figure of some kind could almost give you the feeling of perhaps a creature that some call a wraith. Very dark creatures that feed on the living, but that doesn't seem to match with the fact that it was able to physically interact and tear the man apart.
Mm-hmm.
Another possibility sounds like it could be either a ghoul or a ghast of some kind. Those do in fact eat people, but ghouls for certain are almost close to not intelligent. Most of the time they are people who have devolved to the point of essentially just becoming...
Not to mention the weapon looked like it was, like the device used looked to be a weapon of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it did in fact look as though it was a manufactured weapon that had caused the clawing marks rather than a natural claw. It was too clean.
Also, on top of that, very quickly, didn't we confirm it may have used a potion of invisibility? Do they only
That
work
is
on
true.
humanoids?
I believe invisibility works on humanoids. I think it might just work on anything, actually. To one creature.
On anything.
Yeah, one creature.
Okay.
Good
But,
question.
definitely a good question.
We also have the theme of the writing on the wall, which is clearly an intelligent thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ghasts
definitely
can
one.
be more intelligent, but usually people still associate them as
We-
being more ferally intelligent. Like, they're
Yeah.
smarter than the average ghoul, but they're still not necessarily,
Mhm.
maybe to the level of some basic speech.
Not an int score of 1, but definitely a score
like-
of 2.
Which
So-
would,
So 3 makes you actually sapient, so
Right.
probably like 3
Yeah.
to 6.
which would still be out of question because this thing was intelligent enough to know that
Right.
anyone could cast Speak with the Dead on this guy, so they make sure to avoid
That is
to
true
prevent
too.
that.
Yeah.
And then a dungeoneering check. I mean, there's certainly the idea that perhaps that the weird chest could possibly have been a mimic. I saw you guys talking about that, but it did just seem to be an oddly shaped
Yeah, the
bag of
open
holding. A chest
Yeah.
of holding, but for all intents and purposes, a bag of holding.
I mean, as far as I understand how mimics work, if you open them up, you will see teeth. They can't hide that.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a big mouth, it
We
just would
opened
eat you.
it, put our hands in,
I
investigated
put my hands in. I
It was
saw
a
Stuck your-
mimic. We
Stuck
would
your
have
head
been
in.
eaten by
Stuck your
now.
head in briefly.
Yeah, did the special
Yeah.
test.
You did the good old mimic test.
Yeah.
Stick your head in and see if it bites you.
Yep.
So not
mean, it
nature, because
works.
it obviously wasn't anything
It-
natural. It doesn't seem to be anything undead.
So,
I-
it certainly seems as though undead motifs are about this creature, but you are pretty certain the person is not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have an out of character question, Chaotic.
Out of character answer.
If because the fact that this thing has feet is been brought up again, and I
Uh-huh.
just have, could a creature that was transformed into a chest or that can't do that, it wouldn't ping magic with detect magic, would it?
If there is a permanent transmutation effect on something, you would in fact see the spell that is on them.
Yes.
You would see a transmutation spell of
Probably
some
would.
kind. So technically,
I just
you-
think it was made by someone with a foot fetish.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Cygnus, no. Jesus
Oh, God.
fucking Christ.
I don't get it. Sorry.
The chest is chasing someone.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh god. Hello, not Tolkien. Who am I talking about? God, his name escapes me.
Miyazaki.
Oh, no.
Discworld series.
Oh.
Pratchett.
Pratchett.
Pratchett!
Yeah.
That does
Wow.
sound like a Pratchett.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Well,
horrible.
it is. There is a chest with feet. It
Yeah.
does just walk
No.
around and do its
well,
own
it's
thing.
no wonder it sounded like one then, because it was.
Yeah, it was.
Because it is.
It is.
Okay.
Some mobile
I know
bag
you
of
said
holding.
that her tears were dried, but I still offer her my handkerchief as a comfort.
She will take it and look at you. Appreciate your softness, sir. with all of it. It really makes me feel that it gives me confidence that you're gonna find this bastard.
With everything we can, we have another group right now also looking into other forms of things. The loan, in particular, right now. We have a few avenues we're looking towards.
We ain't found shit.
We ain't found
Yeah,
shit.
but I don't know that yet. Also, again, I understand the scene. Did you feel, other than just ill when you looked at it, did you feel any? I know I was told that you had not slept a wink last night, but have you had any sort of strange, like, dreams or callings or the like?
I really should get some sleep, shouldn't I?
Yes.
I
If you anything, even a bad nightmare, just a wink of anything, do let me know.
If I can sit there and think of anything that's gonna help you catch him, I will make sure to sit there and figure out, is there somewhere I can go if I can think of anything?
Yes. You've been a great help. We've been able to narrow down that it definitely wasn't a locked room murder, and that allows us to look at more avenues. You also helped us pin down the timeline of things, which is very helpful.
Where can I go if I have any other things I can tell you?
I give her the directions to my investigation office.
Okay. If I think of anything else, I'll be sure to sit there and come by.
If you need anything as well, even if it's not information, if you just need a place to relax and drink some tea with some people and we're in, we'll lead any time for you.
Oh, tea. That does sound good, doesn't it, Gloria? We should get some. What do you think? I think I'd like that, Marie. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll go make some. Marie gets up and she walks out of the room to presumably go make tea.
Hey.
If we're not in, just leave a note in the mail box and we'll get to you as soon as we find it.
I'll be sure to do so. I'll probably be staying with the Taylors for now. I'm not going back there now.
I do not blame you. It seems like Marie and Andy are kind souls and they'll look after you well.
Some of the first
I'm
folks
so
that came to
happy
say
you're
hi
here.
to us when we moved into the city.
I'm so happy you were able to find fast good friends.
They are. They certainly are. I'll go ahead and get some of that sleep now, I think.
Yes.
Thank you.
And remember to get some food as soon as your stomach is able.
May Zelos bless you and Seorsa help you on your hunt.
Thank you.
She'll give a smile before she kinda almost looks like she's like ready to fucking pass out.
Yeah, I bet. She's had quite the ordeal. Rest well.
Alright.
I stand up and walk back towards John and Bran and give them a look of, that was very informative.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of good information.
We
there.
did. We got some definite leads to go off of here.
She saw it,
Mm-hmm.
which means
Alright.
it
Clank.
definitely left
Clank.
through that window.
So, let me make sure to grab you guys, and you guys said you wanted to meet at the church, which I do have a map
Yes.
for, so let me...
Mm.
It's not
Which
only...
means it's important!
Well, it's also where other shops are in case you guys feel like going there, so let me make sure that we're in the right place here.
Mm-hmm.
As we are on our way, Zero, Bran has been sort of scribbling on one of her
Yes.
pieces of paper this whole time. She hands you a note, two bold underlined phrases. Long-eared gentleman, question mark,
Mhm.
and Melissa Haney, question mark.
Yes. I did not ask. I decided purposely not to
Mm.
ask. Yeah, I look at and I point at the Melissa Haney. I was like, I felt it best that we didn't pursue that in her current state. Though we might likely be able to find information from neighbors about that, I think.
Yeah. She nods vigorously.
Best to get town rumors about her over, I feel, mentioning a woman in front of a wife in her state was Not the play, as the children would say.
Mhm.
She rolls
would've
her
done
eyes
it.
commiseratingly.
You would have. That's why you didn't come.
That's why you're not here.
Alright. I will move you guys to the next map.
All right.
This is why I
That's
never
what's gonna
bring
be
you
the
out.
first thing. We walk up to Cyrille and he's like, "So, Jask about the whore."
What?
Damn! Alright!
Oh
The
my god.
concubine.
So you guys are now in the area in front of the church. There are several people who are about. In fact, we should probably turn that portion on. In addition, let me see if I can find it here.
Taylor
I
Swift
imagine
is
we
here?
take a second to maybe.
Oh, that thing? That shouldn't be there. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
I will
imagine we
I will
take a
straight tell you
second.
that is a test. It was a test dummy. That's what it was.
Ah, fair enough.
Lamau.
I left
I
the test
imagine
dummy.
that we take a second to lean up against a wall and loiter for a bit to discuss what we found, so we're all on the same page going into the church.
But there,
So-
loitering is a crime.
There are,
Yes, and
people
I am
about.
authority.
and in
Lamau
addition to
even.
that, there is a group of you guys know them as the the local poggers out front of the church.
Hell
exercising.
yeah, brother.
And they're like, and each time they go down, they go pog, 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 pog.
Love
The
Love
lovely sounds of the city. Wouldn't
Look,
be
look.
Newspire without it.
And have a look. And look, there, isn't that the Pog champ among them?
Oh man.
The pog
I
champ
knew you guys
himself.
were gonna be able to
Wait.
see him.
This is a thing that we have done. What?
This is a thing that we have done. We rewrote
When did
Kurgus. We rewrote
Oh.
Kurgus and Gorham to be what was it? Pog and what was the other one?
Kurgus and who?
Gorham. Like the orc god.
I only remember Pog. I don't remember the orc god being rewritten,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Was that your Pillarmen short shot thing?
No, that was Pelor.
Yeah, that was the Pale Orc men.
Okay.
Because they were pale orcmen.
Yeah.
No. They were followers of Palor in
Oh,
5e.
Pelor. Yeah.
Right.
Which, by the way, Pelor,
God.
neat god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very neat. Anyway. So Pog and his champs.
Anyway,
Pog and his champs.
Pog
yes.
and his champs.
I am amazed by that. Thank you so much.
He is the god of strength,
Us.
of fitness, of health,
Ah, I found
and
it,
of
yeah.
virality.
Yeah. Kurgus is now Pog and his priests are called Poggers.
Right. Okay. So
Right.
I'll
the
need to make some
champions among
updates to my gnome in the Razor Touch.
I love it. Yes.
When you chant, you just
hate
go pog,
and love
pog,
all of
pog,
you.
pog.
I hate and love all of you.
Almost as good as yelling, drink prime, drink prime, drink prime.
Jesus Christ.
Just increasing a couple of DCs on my end, so
Oh my god.
Anyways, I'm assuming the handout is the champion among them.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
The
my
one leading
god.
their
Poggers
workout.
of champion.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that well-defined neck.
Avara is very interested in this guy.
Understood. But yes,
Understood.
we gather that the loan was a dead end, and oh man, look at all of them. They're
Oh
so
my-
buff.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah,
God of
brother.
fitness. They
And
are
then I
all
let
out
you
front
guys know
working out.
What we learned from the wife that she saw the perpetrator, and I give them the description. I tell them it was not a locked room. The shop was open, and there was no locks on the bedroom. And I tell them of the man who gave the chest.
So if you guys do decide to look through windows, by the way, just let me know. There are some windows. It'll be obvious what they are when you approach them. The way I drew this map, I'm still trying to figure out how to draw maps on this thing. So
That's fair.
Understandable.
Holmes' info checked out, and matched a lot of what we had gathered, at least numerically in our records. They didn't have much from the way of product, and the partner who I guess did a lot of the FaceTime work with him is out of town towards Roxy right now, meeting with some Cullens.
Also, on the loan, the wife did not know that he had gone delinquent.
Well, did she make any mention of when they got to town? How life had been up when around when they arrived?
Fuck, I forgot.
We'll ask her later.
Apparently, they've only been here for half a year, but he didn't start going into the red around until about 2 months back.
About the same time as he took out the loan, actually, is when they got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he got there, got...
She was very cooperative, and she was still rather shaken up, though she seems to be wanting to work with us in the future going forward. I thought it best to only really ask about the stuff that would be a bit more fleeting to the memory. We'll be able to ask her much about their lives on other things. I didn't want to stress her too much. She hadn't slept at all since the discovering the body.
Right.
It seemed like, though, she was getting ready to take some rest afterwards, after we talked with her.
Which we should stay and follow up on in case she sees what you and Bran saw.
Aye.
Speaking of rest, with the information we got,
And the dog.
and being a new day, I can make another question.
Ooh.
That's true. Want to take a question, Bran?
A divination.
Mm-hmm.
If you want,
Let's go take a look at the spell again. It is, in fact, basically the spell, right?
It is, but it has 90% accuracy.
Gotcha.
I think that'd be
Swift
good.
left.
A useful piece of advice in reply to a question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity within a week. Okay.
That sounds like a good idea, but I believe we should go into the church to do that first.
Yes, let's
If
go
we
to the
can have
church
some
and get a few
discretion.
more answers. And then we can do it back at the office.
This was a church of zealots, right?
This is, in fact, a church of zealots. This is a
This is-
smaller abbey, so to speak. Because there's the big cathedral here, but there are also smaller abbeys that are essentially kind of in each neighborhood.
Yep.
You know what? You guys can go inside. I'll wait outside.
Are you allergic to
Go
God or
take a look
something?
around.
Hey, Bran.
Are you
wanna
allergic to
stay
God?
with her?
Out of character.
It's not that I
Vanderegal.
don't trust you. It's that the guards told me that I had to keep an eye on you at all times.
Well,
first
Bran's
of all-
Bran's one of the two reasons we're heading inside.
Oh,
Ain't
that's
she?
true. Shit.
Yeah. Well,
Only
First of
fitting
all,
that we
did-
both are there
was
to
a-
figure out what's wrong with us.
That is entirely
Did-
true. What?
did you guys actually ask Chash that question?
I
Is she
would.
allergic to God?
Yeah, are you allergic to God or something?
She just looks at the church or abbey with a moderate amount of
Trepidation.
Distaste.
distaste and is just like, it's not a place for someone like me.
I mean-
who would want to stay behind then? Because
It's
again,
fine. I mean, if you guys all really want her to, she's not averse to going inside completely. It's not like I'll die.
though I'd
it's
like
just
to
like-
respect your wishes if I could.
You could leave
I
the dog
respect-
with me.
I respect your
was
privacy,
not-
but
That's
ask.
true. We could. Well, the dog also had the nightmare.
Do you want to stay?
I'll turn as I'm just going to the step, like the first step.
Would you want to go inside or stay out here with the poggers?
Pop.
That is true. Do
Oh.
you want to stay with the
Oh.
poggers?
Honestly, poggers aren't that bad. I've met quite a few nicer poggers in my life.
We can leave the dog out with you.
Suit yourself.
Oh, do I get to spend time with the dog?
I trust the dog will report to Bran if
Oh,
you do anything suspicious.
He's getting all the pets.
Have you been trying to say something, Cygnus?
Simply that the dog does not look impressed with any of the pets.
Oh. He's getting them anyway. She.
The door should be able to open now. You'll see the inside when you go inside.
Oh.
Alrighty.
When
We're
you are
going
finished
in,
with the
except for
pets,
Chesh and the dog. They're hanging with the pogs.
yeah,
Would you look
when
at
you are
that?
finished with the pets, the wolf goes around behind you and very deliberately just noms on your hood.
It's,
All right,
Hey.
I got you. There you go. Oops, hold up.
Thank you.
Okay, fixed. There you go. You're in now.
Well, that's fine, because you're getting pets anyway.
What kind of noms are we talking about? Are we talking about destroying an iPhone noms or just playful ones?
So, if Cheshire does go wandering around, just let me know. If you see what looks like a window, ask me and I can let you look.
She's gonna be keeping an eye on the street, but she's not gonna move
Okay.
unless she sees something.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, well, everyone got very quiet, so I'll actually say my thought out loud. No, Ebony, the dog is doing I am holding you in place, but mostly gently.
Aw.
No,
Sorry, I am just going over my notes from the wife,
It's like a dog leash, but in reverse.
making sure I
No,
have
no,
everything
you know,
down
it's
right.
an actual dog leash.
Yes, well said.
The dog has got a leash on, and I'm handcuffed to the leash.
Jesus.
As we come in here, you notice that Bran seems reasonably ill at ease. She's kind of brushing herself off, looking around nervously. Seems like she realizes she doesn't really fit in here.
That's okay, I don't fit an eye.
Not to worry, we're not going to have you prostrate yourself. We're just getting some answers.
I'll turn to Bran and say that.
Yes, she kind of gives you a sullen look.
Suddenly there's
Don't worry.
rain. What the fuck?
So, the rain is going on outside. It's obviously not in here.
Ah,
I forgot
yeah,
to turn
fair
it on
enough.
for the map. So.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
he'll turn back to Bran and just kind of be like, "Don't worry, I'm not the most pious person myself. I don't even know how to ask what we came here for." Makes you feel any better.
Neither am I. I just find it best to, go along with those who are.
Oh, am I the only
Alright.
follower of Zealous in the party?
I
Yes. Hello there.
No,
I am a man of science.
hello. Just because I follow Celos doesn't mean I follow all understanding of church.
Just
decorum.
because I follow Zealous doesn't mean
Just
I
because
follow
I have like a
all
plus
of
12
Zealous.
religion check doesn't mean I don't know everything, right?
I am
Yeah, we
a
have to-
man of. I don't follow anybody because I am my own man, and the gods don't decide my fate.
So you're an atheist.
Yes, I'm a man
Nice.
of
The,
science.
go-
In
Nice.
fact,
the gods
I'm
decide
a
my fate.
detective.
The gods decide my fate. So you're an atheist. What?
Is this?
no, they don't decide my fate. I decide.
Oh.
I
Is
decide.
this a
the time
gnome?
of brain.
She is, I believe, supposed to be a gnome, yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
The lady at the desk will look up at the first person who's approached.
I imagine John Dark Souls. Oh my god, my fucking token just went off into space.
Good.
Uh-oh. You still seem to be here to me.
I'm there, but for some reason it went off to space for a second. I don't know what happened.
Interesting. Well, the lady at the desk will look up at John.
Mhm.
An adventuring type, I assume. An adventuring group, I assume. Well, welcome to the temple, or rather, the abbey, more of a library at this point. How may I help you?
All right, guys. This is me. What the fuck are we here for? The nightmares?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we probably want a priest
And
for
the fact that they
of
seem
some
to be
kind.
connected to one of the old ones.
Okay.
I'm posting the description that I wrote into the chat.
Half this campaign is me, Cygnus, and Guti taking very comprehensive notes and reposting them.
And thank you so very much for doing that.
Yes.
No worries.
That is the whole campaign.
All right.
You're the big brain having people.
All right.
I mean, it is a detective campaign. Of course, we all have little notebooks. I just
So-
imagine all of our characters are just sitting here, just little notebooks.
And I'm gonna be real with you. Writing in my physical notebook helped me stay in character.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So,
All right.
Yes, hello. We were wondering if we may speak to the local cleric. Some investigatory work is being made, and I believe they might be able to assist.
I will see if he happens to be in. One moment, please.
Shuffling quietly in his armor.
while we wait, Zero, can I talk to you a sec?
Yes, of course. What's up? What are their hats?
It's over to the corner here. If you'd care to join him.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I am trying not to make my thing go into space.
I don't know what the heck's going on with that. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It might just be my mouse or computer or something. Just having issues.
Something. Yeah. That was something I was just curious about, and this could just be the sleep deprivation talking, but have you you haven't told Chesh yet, have you?
Out of character about what?
I'll DM you. So I honestly cannot remember if we talked about this here or not.
I don't remember.
It's okay, I'll DM you right now. Apologies, everybody else.
No, you're good.
You're good.
This gives me time to do what I need to do, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Important behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
More like having forgotten a picture for this motherfucker.
It's fair play, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got a lot of things, a lot of dishes.
Mhm.
No, damn
Yes.
it. What is a lot of plates spinning at the same time? I can speak.
Yes.
I know English.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What are you?
You are English.
Yeah, well played.
We do it because we love you.
Alright,
Well,
I just
only the
DM'd
closest
you.
to London, where
Yeah.
all Englishness
Is
is
this a
perfected.
peekaboo? No, I do not know why I said peeky poo. Anyway.
Peeky poo.
What's a peeky poo?
So you're in a chibi coming out.
Oh, no, I do not think that I told her that yet. I don't think so. Have I, Solar? Did I
No.
say anything to you
No,
about
you-
something?
You have not, if I am
Understood.
sense motiving this correctly.
No, okay. No, I have not yet. I figured that would be better for you two to discuss at a time
Okay.
suitable for you two.
Well, it's more just, I'm just not ready for her to hear the news just yet is all. You know, it's not,
okay.
it's never been a good time. That truth be told, I wouldn't really care if you were the one to say anything. So, if you ever felt it was appropriate, be my guest.
As I said, I feel like that's something you two should speak about when you're ready.
Right. Oh, she's back, looks like.
Yes. Yes. We have
He will come up to the desk. I will go ahead and give you his picture here.
Look at this
Aw.
fucking...
adorable.
Look at this string
Look at this-
bean.
Look at this Harry
Wow.
Potter looking ass.
No, he's
Yeah.
he's my type.
I knew it. I was gonna be like, I saw
He's
the
a
glasses.
nerd.
I was like, I'm gonna have to put a collar on Zero.
No, Zero
You're on the
is
leash.
very well behaved. Me, on the other hand.
He's giving you the leash look.
I've already put the collar on myself, Guti. It's okay. You can attach the leash when applicable.
Ah, yes. She did tell me that there were some folks here to see me. I am Cleric Lightward of the Abbey of Newcastle. Is there something that I can help you with?
Yes,
Jesus Christ.
I'm mostly
Damn it,
going to leave
Cygnus.
this to those who had the nightmares, just due to the fact that they know what to describe.
Yes, there's been... how do I put this? Some of our group have been plagued by very similar nightmares, and if it's appropriate, if you have the availability, we believed that having a cleric, a cleric's view of things might help shed some light on what might be happening, what they might mean, etc.
Sarah, what's going on for the rest of the day? I don't think that you had anything in particular planned. Whichever members need to speak with need my guidance, please step around back here.
Alright.
I will gesture to Cyrille and
Bran
and
Bran, Flake, Cereal, Chapsmint. I'm gonna give us all cereal names.
ah yes, the delicious
Bran.
the delicious taste
John
of
Dark
John
Soul
Darksoul's.
Part of a balanced breakfast.
It's got a little bit of a metallic taste to it.
You see, it's because you are the prize in the box.
I am the prize of the box.
There you
guys.
go.
You gotta get iron in your diet, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Very important. Anemia is no joke.
So, I have introduced myself. May I ask who you two are?
Well, I'm a Constable, Cyrille Vanderegal, and look, he makes a quick look to Bran to see if she's going to say anything verbally, or he'd be glad to enter. If not, he'll speak for you. If
She gestures unhelpfully.
this here's Bran.
Gestures thankfully.
Is your friend unable to... pardon me. Are you unable to speak? Is it because of the nightmares, or is it for another reason? He's speaking directly to Bran.
Yeah, Bran rolls her eyes, kind of looks to Cyrille, pulls down the scarf that's always at her throat, and you see the massive scar crossing all the way from jaw to jaw.
Woo!
I apologize, ma'am. That must have been quite nasty.
She shrugs.
I don't think that my powers would be enough for something such as that, unfortunately. But either way, that's not what you're here for. I believe that your friend said that you have been plagued by nightmares of some sort, yes?
Right. We only just confirmed this morning that they were almost completely congruent.
That is not unheard of, but certainly odd.
Of all the things we saw signs of all the commonly followed deities. From what we all talked about this morning, with those who were more oriented with pious. All these deities seem to have some sort of sacrilege according with them. Chip's sword of Zelos, a dead wasp, so on. He describes some of the other things as he continues to describe.
The wasp of Callistria, the sword of Zelos, the orb of Regados, the bow of Seorsa.
Bodies bloody, deformed everywhere. And above it all, a impossibly massive maw bigger than any city you could imagine.
Goodness.
Yeah. And actually, if you recall from last time, I mentioned that Bran tried to do her best to draw that mole when she woke up. So she'll hold up a finger when Cyrille says that and produce this drawing.
Oh, right.
So-
She's not one for speaking, however.
Quite the artist.
So Light Ward will take the picture from you.
Mm-hmm. Let me know if you need me to roll anything for how good of a rendition it is.
If you want to do a calligraphy check or something, I don't know, not necessarily. So, well,
You'll
actually,
always be-
this would have been one of those ones where, because I was doing the advanced skills, so that was like, it was
Artistry?
lore and artistry. Yeah, an artistry writing or drawing or painting check would actually be perfect for this if you had it.
I don't.
Okay, well then,
I have
it's
crowns.
enough
It's just
to
a rough sketch enough to get the job across.
enough to get the point across. So it's not beautiful by any stretch of the imagination, unless you just want to make a charisma check. Because charisma is what's associated, I think, with artistry. I think.
Intelligence.
Okay. And then an intelligence check if you want to see how well you drew it.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, you know what? Sure.
Does she take commissions?
You wish.
You should draw me sometime.
I
Damn.
do wish. That's a
With
24.
Apparently it's very
fucking
good.
SpongeBob meme.
You have done a very good job with this rendition specifically.
All the better to help, unsettle the priest with.
He does crease his brows together, pushes his glasses back up before putting one of his hands at his mouth, sort of scruffling what very little beard he does have. Which isn't much. In fact, it's mostly stubble. In fact, it's barely there at all. Seeing something like that in your dreams, that must... a terrifying prospect. Almost seems as though it would be an... This moon has everyone unsettled as of late, and I don't think that this is going to do much more to... He sort of... he takes a very big swallow for a second. Just, like, very worried, almost just not sure what to think. Fearful to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
I have to wonder whether or not this moon and these nightmares, if more things like this start to happen, I can't help but imagine that this moon bears ill portent. It has to have something to do with it. Such an object in the sky and then such an object in your dream. In the distance, as if it were to devour everything that we knew. Whether this be the work of some dark god or a god of chaos, notwithstanding. That all things in life are going to change. The old will die, be reborn into the new. Perhaps.
How likely of how likely of this sort of thing might be what you consider like an outbreak for people? Like, do you think this might be a common thing that goes around?
I certainly hope it isn't. You're the first ones to have approached me with any sort of specific portents in your dreams. Nobody's happy about the situation at all. I heard that one of the abbeys of Lunaeus, in fact, was nearly torched. Some folks wanted answers from the god of the moon, and none were forthcoming.
Cyrille gives Bran a look that says,
No cards have come.
That kind of looks to say, like, should think we should tell him type of look.
She points to herself and writes out the following on another one of her apparently endless pads of paper.
Of course.
Gotta do
As
what
she
you gotta
does.
do. Direct magical attack? ? Via dreams. And then, because she transcribed it earlier, I guess the lettering was in Aklo, right? But we had it translated by someone in the party?
Yes.
So
I believe it was
Ebony had basically rolled really well and used one of his portents to roll really high. It was more of a, not that he knew the language, but rather he had seen the phrase somewhere and had seen the translation of the phrase.
Okay. But
Where
she did say it out loud, right?
yeah, I do believe so.
So Bran will then transcribe that, the Atasha Arba phonetically in common. And then tear that off and hand it to him.
To Cyrille or Lightward?
Well, I don't know. Is Cyrille reaching for it?
Yeah, I imagine, like, he's kind of glancing over your shoulder to say, like, what he's, what you are writing, and then he remembers. He does remember, like, the that phonetic translation, and he'll, move the paper over to him whenever you finish.
Yeah, she'll hand it to you.
And be like, now, I'm not about to say any of this out loud, and I recommend the same, but one of our members with us managed to effectively translate this into something that don't sit right with us. And I will hand it over. And you said we did not know the language?
It's, you can't read it still, but Avara knew what the language is, or what it was written as in common, as a language spoken of by essentially strange outsiders, and that is Aklo.
Okay. Something called Akloan or something. And he hands it over. Again, emphasizing, wouldn't recommend saying this out loud.
He looks at it for a second. And then he covers his mouth again. But this time more like, oh my god, sort of covering, like... He's going to take it, he's going to rip the piece of paper up. He's like opening and closing his mouth as if he wants to say something, but he can't figure words.
Bran is mostly annoyed at the waste of good paper. But...
Understandable.
All right, take your time. We're just as messed up when we woke up today.
If this is something that you heard in your dreams, then I have to worry for you and whatever's going on with this moon. The name, the last of that phrase. I am a mere priest. I am not one who is as well versed in, I would hope never to be versed in darker ways. All know the name Skolas. Very few know of the others in his pantheon of evil. One of those being the second half of the phrase you gave. And if you're hearing that in your dreams, please, if you would, he'll hold out his hands as if he's asking you to take hold.
He will do so for one.
Okay?
Bran will look to Cyrille, and seeing that he does so, will also take one.
He begins a low, droning chant for a few moments, and ends this chant with a "May Zelos guide and protect these wayward souls on their journeys." Before releasing your hands, what I must hope is that what few agents of Zelos wander this world will take heed and watch over you. If the languages of the dark gods is appearing in your dreams, I can only imagine what that means for you, much less this city. Oh my. If this were just a normal day, I might not even think so much of it, but so many things have happened. I need some time to think about this myself, perhaps even bring it up to the cathedral.
Something
Would that be
happened-
some... Go ahead.
Did something happen recently around here?
Looks up at the moon.
Well, I thought he was around here as in
Locally.
Yeah,
like
Yeah, the
around
moon.
Abbey or something.
Yeah, the moon.
Points.
I understood what
Points
you meant.
finger up.
Thank
Happens to
you.
grow a face and is getting closer every day.
Oh, Jesus.
Do 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 do.
Well, okay, let me ask out a character then. Cygnus. Is this the part where I say something like, where I can say something like, maybe this wasn't the moon, hint, hint. You know, put him a little at ease, possibly, that, you know.
I
Well,
would say-
remember too, he knows absolutely no idea what you guys are investigating right now.
No, yeah, I
All
know.
he knows is you had nightmares and there's a moon in the sky. That's, you know, I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to mind that border of, you know, keeping the investigation quiet and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally
But
hear
you
you.
might
I
be
think,
able
I
to
think
tell
out of
us.
character, it would be best if we kept it to ourselves.
Okay.
It's possible that this is related to the moon somehow, seeing as this happened, you know, a little bit after the moon did appear. So even if we don't continue investigating along those lines, even if we leave the moon out of our side of things, if we have somebody working on it who is factoring that into their business, then...
What if I just
all
told
the
him that we...
better.
Oh, sorry.
No, just, you know, that we can have him working that angle and also keep our stuff on the down low.
And, like, what if we said, like, you know, we stumbled upon a display?
That, I think, yeah. You know, if we say, you know, out in the countryside somewhere, we found this corpse that was strung up, you know. And this was written under it. And then we had the nightmares.
And, alright, I can go with that.
Slide that angle.
He'll probably be like, maybe if it puts you any more at ease, perhaps it, well, I'm not saying the moon couldn't be involved, but a lot of us stumbled upon a rather gruesome display of a corpse. And not just any
In the
kind
city?
of just out around the area. It's
Would you like to make a bluff check?
yes.
Please tell me you don't need me to assist.
You know, it wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
All you
It's
need
all
is a
outside.
10. All you
It
need is a
wouldn't
10.
Yes, but my rolls in this campaign. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
You know,
See?
Good.
So there's an 11. Have
You
fun.
made it because of the help.
So an 11. There's no need to sit there and try to obfuscate it, friend. If it was here in the city, please. Any little bit of information at this point may be helpful. I'll bring this. I will bring your dreams up to the cathedral and see if there's something deeper in the archives that perhaps the High Priest can access. This seems... I have to imagine that he would think this... He couldn't just see this as some random occurrence. It means something. And if we could figure out what it is, and hopefully... One would have to hope that it wasn't... One would have to hope that it isn't more than just errant nightmares on your behalf.
And frankly
Bran is
said,
scribbling again. Go on, Guti.
frankly, the fewer people who see it, the better. But if the church is to be made known about it, I don't see why we wouldn't cooperate over something this dire.
If you wouldn't mind perhaps writing a short description that I might bring to the High Priest. He could perhaps take a look at it, and he may be able to glean more from it than I could. Should he be able to grant me an audience, but I imagine if it does indeed is as dire as I feel it might be, I would see why he would have no reason not to see an audience.
Bran will do so. She will leave out any identifying details, obfuscate the language as much as she can, and at the bottom, again, underlining repeatedly, do nothing that will contribute to the general panic. Hands it to Cyrille for review.
Looks it over. Asks for... holds out his hand for the pen.
Mm-hmm.
And, underlines that bit a few more times. Hands you back the pen. Rolls up the scroll and hands it to the cleric.
He'll take a look at it. He'll look at the two of you curiously for a second. Maybe even more portentous than I assumed at first. You all aren't just some adventurers in town, are you? Your emphasis on keeping the public calm very much feels like something the gods would say, or perhaps even the Inquisition itself. Huh.
Hides the ring.
It's an astute observation.
Yeah.
I
I'm
am
not
a
going to
man
show
of
him
the
the ring.
cloth.
Next time last time I showed some of the ring, I had a gun at my head.
Hides the ring.
It's very
So,
astute of you,
he'll-
good sir.
He'll give a smile and say, I am a man of the cloth.
So, did he actually point to the moon when he made that comment earlier?
It's currently daytime, so the moon's not out, but
Mm-hmm. But
it is still mostly... It's starting to wane. It seems to be following the same rules as, the other moon. It's when the other moon is empty, it is full. When the other moon is full, it is empty, and so on. So
Interesting.
the two of them seem to be on a
Opposite.
a path that has made it pretty evened out.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything of interest does come up and you need to find us again, drop by Furiya Investigations.
I believe that answers a few any other questions I might have right there.
Yeah. I know.
You got a reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
I
fuck it up.
see that this may be part of something you're looking into then. I understand. You don't need to be too coy with me, but I also understand it's none of my business. What bits you've given me, I will be sure to bring to the cathedral. And hopefully it doesn't portend more doom for whatever sort of investigation you're on.
Not if we have anything to say about it.
Zealous hope. Unless there's anything else that you think you might be able to tell me, I will probably prepare for my journey at once. It's not too far of a walk, but still. Everybody needs to be informed that I will be out for the day.
Oh. Well,
Bran pats the dagger at her side, points to him.
What?
He'll look a little worried for a second, but he will assume better intention than anything, so.
I'm gonna sense mode to see what she's trying to get at. Not
Go
not
for
like
it.
I know you
If it
don't
was a
mean
dagger
ill.
tap and then like a
I know you
points at
don't
you
mean
and then
ill, but
No,
it's
it
just a
was
matter
not.
of just being like, what does
The
this
fuck?
mean? What is she trying to
The-
say?
Go
Bran,
on.
the fuck?
Huh?
24 cents motive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she means to go armed. Maybe carry something with you. Even maybe maybe an extra body to keep an eye on you if need be.
He'll walk over to the corner over here and he pulls out his badge of office and wraps it around his waist. Which, of course, we know a badge that many priests of Zelos carry is, in fact, the longsword. So,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
a peace-bound longsword, but a longsword nonetheless.
Sure.
Well, if there's anything else, otherwise, if I hear back from the High Priest, I will be sure to drop by.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Zealous go with. And in addition, the small prayer he gave you guys have the ability to use guidance once, your choice, for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
a 3+1 on one roll of some kind.
Yay!
Yeah.
Very
Can't
nice,
wait to
thank
not
you.
want it.
Hey, when we're hunting demons at the end of this whole thing and somebody needs to make the Hail Mary murder blow.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, do we need a 5-minute pee break, or it looks like Ebony said be right back, so I'm assuming he's peeing.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's do a 5-minute pee break, and we'll be
Pee break.
right back, guys.
Pee break!
Pee break! And we're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
So, you guys have visited the priest.
Yeah.
What are we up to now? Let's
I
go
am
ahead and get
teaching-
that timer going.
I'm teaching the dog shake. Or I'm attempting.
Teach the dog.
The dog is trying very hard to be professional.
Got a little bow tie
I will,
on.
I will
poggers.
crack. I will crack this dog.
The poggers
Come on.
teach the dog how to pog.
Not even a little wag of the tail. Come on.
And what's so funny is that the dog was very willing to receive pets and pats and scritches and cuddles last night. But,
Since the
it's
nightmare.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is me giving the dog stuff. Also, some people have just arrived. Ooh.
There are people moving around, yeah. So.
Hello. Find what you were looking for?
Alright, where the fuck
But
is
Something
when
like
you
where
find
the
that.
out-
fuck is Chesher? I don't see
I'm here.
I don't see her
We're
anywhere.
outside.
Oh,
Outside.
it's because we're 10 foot up.
Ah,
I need to fix you guys. I've got it. Hold
Yeah,
up.
No worries. No worries.
Something like that.
Something's wrong here. Hold up. I can fix it. There we go.
there we go.
There it goes. Yeah, it's because
There you go.
it's because I moved past the threshold here.
I got you.
more
Hold up.
than-
I got you.
Let
There
me
you
out.
Yeah, I have to.
You cannot.
I have to
leave.
turn off TCL.
TCL.
Yeah. Everyone, me and Bran just like, just collisioned out of the walls briefly.
Fair.
Where else would I-
I got trapped. I'm just thinking. Looking over my notes.
Mhm.
I think the perpetrator is Scythius.
God damn it.
Oh, god damn it.
Or at least someone connected.
God, the light.
Yeah.
Did we ever kill Scythius?
No, he got swallowed by the void.
Pretty confirmed dead.
He
It's
got
his
the
best
big
friend.
suck.
He got the suck.
Let's see.
Well, there are possibly a few other people of interest in this plaza, depending on what you guys decide to do next. So, just let me know where we're going.
Just out of curiosity,
There is
who's,
someone with long ears.
yeah, who's being put in the stockade?
They're standing by it, but nobody's being put in it as of the moment.
Ah, very
All
nice.
right.
And
okay.
if someone was being put in it, could I grab a tomato and throw it?
I don't see why you couldn't.
Aw, damn.
This is a very well-made map. I like the attention to detail, Chaotic.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
We still haven't spoken to the side chick, or whatever she was.
Yes,
The object
that
of his
is
affection.
We could go to like a local bar or pub or something and and ask around about her.
Sure.
There are, in fact, two in this area. There's one
That
there,
would probably be
and one up in this direction.
All
the
right.
best course to try to find something there. Because I don't really want to ask anybody they knew, because I don't want to getting back to the wife just yet until we can confirm what it was.
Sure.
Because in her current state, I don't want to lose her trust, and two, she's hurt.
Well, as anyone would be in that scenario.
I don't want to
Uh,
make it worse.
Quick question.
I want to know first if she is anything like that before.
Right. Quick question, Chaotic. Inside of the little abbey cathedral thing here, were those books or pews? Were those bookshelves?
Books.
Books. They said it was more like a library than a church, than an abbey
okay.
at that point.
So,
Essentially, because the cathedral is where everyone really goes for mass, most of the abbeys have just become local records, essentially.
okay. So, theoretically, how about I stay behind here and I do some book research? I use some book smarts.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I've got knowledge religion to do some research on whatever this thing was, see if I can pin down, at the very least, what type of creature we're dealing with here.
Would you like someone to help you, or do you think you'll be fine on your own?
I mean, this is probably the best use I can think of Bran, unless you have something that you
That's
want
what I was
Bran.
thinking of,
Yeah.
because we're about to
Yeah,
gather
same here.
information, and I love you, Boo, but I don't know how much help you're going to be talking to the talking
Minus
around
2.
pubs.
Minus 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is why I'm like, do you want to take a brand with you? At least be checking shelves, even if
Right,
you don't have
right,
religion.
Bran,
Putting books back for you, grabbing books, speed up the
Bran,
process.
if you don't mind sticking around, I think I want to do a bit of book research.
She gives you a little salute.
I think the others are going to be doing some sleuthing of their own. I think we'll be best suited here.
And
And hit a
we'll-
few pubs, see if we can find any information about Kevin, how the rest of the people, especially around other areas, viewed him, see if we can get any information about the Melissa woman we heard of in the notes.
And to expedite the
Yeah.
process, quick interrogator ready to rock.
There you go.
I appreciate it entirely.
There you go.
Quick
We will
now.
be doing some book research, and you guys can do your
Nerds.
discussion.
I will assume that Avara is joining you guys for the research.
Okay.
That would make sense too.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is a book person and very literate.
Very books.
Well, I guess I will help Cyrille around at the pubs.
Yep, Cyril. Yep, that's a split then. 3 and 3.
Pockets,
3 and 3.
pockets any heavier, Shanks?
Eh? She turns up from where she was petting the cat.
Pockets any heavier since we were in there?
The cat seems to be happy to accept said pets.
Now, I'm sure it would have gone to a good source even if she had.
Yeah.
Only of course. She looks proud of herself. But no. I'm afraid Doggo was very diligent in his work.
Looks at your hood. Sees the slobber. Yeah?
Yeah, that checks out. You could tell he was asking that a little bit more of his like dry
Tongue-in-cheek.
jokingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Continues giving cats pets.
You're trying to be.
Cat seems to be busy
not
staring in the
a
window.
crotchety old man, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. So more like it's kind of like expect at this point, so he just kind of going the extra roll around the wheel.
Yeah. Just because the cat is looking in there, Chesher is just curious enough to kind of look in the window as well.
Sure. Let me see if I can. I should be able to just do it like this. There you go.
I can see up to about here.
If you get a little closer like this. There you go.
Oh. Just fell in there. A pointy-eared fella, but, you know.
Pointy-eared fella. Do they
If you
like?
like, I will.
That's another
If
thing
you
you
like,
can
I can go
ask
ahead and give you
about.
the picture of this person that you're seeing.
Sure, why not? It's really just Cheshire was like, oh, interesting.
Ooh.
That is who
someone
that is who you've
definitely
seen through the
that has
window.
played.
That's a sussy. That's a sussy looking boy. Now,
Why? Because he's dark.
Yes, because he's a drow.
Fuck. All I was going to say was we finally
gonna
found
say
Luna's
yes.
character.
No, he's got to have glasses.
Yeah.
We're missing
fair.
that.
Yep. Missing
We'll
the
find him
glasses.
one day.
Quick question.
Cheshire will just-
since
Go ahead.
since I'm I'm stream eyes. Let me go ahead and just
Come on out.
T-pose my way out of there.
Yeah, you can come and hang out with us
Let me find you.
in
Where
spirit.
are you?
Like we
Oh,
were
you moved
earlier.
outside. There you are.
Right up here.
And then I just make you 0. There you go.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just-
You're
I
me.
am searching for info. in the cathedral. However,
Yes.
I am going to
being a
You're
T-pose
hanging
my
out
way.
with us in spirit.
He's Torchy Wartooth.
Yep, Torchy
But
Wartooth.
yes, I do think that is also another thing we could ask around about at the pubs is if anybody elf adjacent had been trying to sell off. We could go into other antique shops and see if we could find if someone's trying to sell
Listen,
off.
do you know anybody who's elf or elf adjacent?
was trying
Doesn't
to-
really narrow it down.
No,
Who was
that's
trying to sell a box with feet.
Oh. Hi, that's very smart. And with my thing here, we can probably hit a bunch of them in town before the day ends too. So
In fact, you can use your gather information portion of your diplomacy to do this in minutes instead of
Exactly.
hours.
exactly.
I'm just telling you. The thing had feet. It's very
I love the
strange.
idea of
Very
like, I love the idea of Goody's character just like as part of this ability, he's just like fucking sprinting to every single antique shop.
He's
He just
sprinting
slams
around.
the
Do
door
you know
open.
about-
Do you know anything about the feet?
Tell me about the feet!
Just with feet, any else?
God.
My
I mean, I don't know. Me and Chess over here, I don't know him.
we don't.
And I guarantee
on a
you, if
fucking
you use
rooftop
those exact
screaming death
words,
metal.
if you use those exact words, there will be at least one person who like tries to point you in the direction of a torso with no legs and just feet attached to the torso. You see a chest with only feet.
You're correct. That is what we're looking
Ah, that's
for.
not what I'm looking for. Walks by an obvious crime scene.
No.
No, that's just Torsolo.
Poor Solo, no! No! No.
Alone.
Not here.
Alone. That's a deep cut for those of you.
Chesher will, like, give the cat a final pet and will just be,
Good work,
I
Inspector.
pet the cat
I
with
ex-
you because I
I
like
expect
cats.
you. I expect your report by next week.
Good job, Inspector Whiskers.
Strangest thing, you swear to God that there's a little bit more intelligence in that cat's eyes than you expected before it takes off.
No, I
interesting.
expect it.
If that's the one who did the murder, I'm gonna be so mad.
The cat killed him!
The
Yeah.
cat
I
did
knew it! I should have known!
Well,
Well,
look out for any elf druids.
I didn't give it any information, so you
Wait
know
a
what?
second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Pointy ears.
Oh, cats do, and it doesn't have a white face though.
But it does have teeth.
But it didn't have a white face. We were said that
So
it
it
was a
rubbed
white
its fur in
face
gunpowder.
True.
as if they were wearing a mask.
True.
It's
And
an
I don't
Ashworth
think
cover-up.
cats
Where do you
wear
think the gunpowder came from?
Ashworth's
Alright.
would, honestly. You know?
Yeah, they would.
So,
Dirty fucking Ashworth.
Dirty
What next?
fucking Ashworths.
Yeah, what next, boss?
Okay. God, fuck, that's me. Oh, disgusting. I guess
Move this
we'll
over.
just. You're the one that's. What did you get from your thing, Goody?
go do your couple minutes thing real quick.
Yeah, and then come back to me with your information.
Okay.
Because
Chesher,
that
you
can
need aid?
figure us down to a few locations that we might get more information at. See, I'm leading.
Okay. There you go. All right. Anybody? I will do a little diplomacy roll then if anyone would like to aid.
Tell me about
So-
it.
Duty's like, I'm gonna make you lead me.
You're going to boss me around, and I'm gonna like it. You hear me?
But I am a boss.
Well, that's, I thought they're supposed to torture you, so they torture you by making you be the torturer, see?
Oh,
Makes
shit,
sense.
you're right.
All right. So
Oh. This is what
25.
happens. I'm in a fantasy world. I'm playing a character.
Oh shit! I
I
can
need to
drag
stop
your.
being myself.
I can drag your 3D dice around after you roll it. That's cool.
Yeah, you can. It's really fun. I like to play with people's dice.
Nice.
So that's a 25 for quick interrogation to get the some info in.
Are we allowed to assist you, or is it
He's the one making the roll, so I see no reason why you guys can't aid him.
Yeah.
Okay, I can aid.
I have aided.
Let me a second. That would be. Yeah. I almost rolled a 1s6.
Oh, that wasn't right.
Well,
Uh,
Zero's
plus-
aided, so you have a 27 on your check.
Plus 2s.
It's going to take 30 minutes, so I will add 30 minutes to the timer.
Did that roll the d6? It did. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry, the die was delayed on my end.
you're fine. So 30 minutes is going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10, 17 now.
Oh, you do it the same way I do.
What, count one by one?
Yep.
Fair.
Well-
I mean, that one I kind of had to, but...
Well, I mean, like when you hit after 20, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, and so on and so forth.
Yes, I do that quite a lot, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not the
Well-
only one that does that.
It makes it easier to keep track of. You can
I
use
know,
your
right?
10
I know, right?
fingers.
I just feel like everybody should use military time.
I do.
You know
But,
what?
you know,
Valid.
I find it helpful, so...
Very
But,
handy
um,
for programming
Everybody
television.
should use it.
Yeah. So, what items are you asking about during the course of these 30 minutes of investigation through these nearby pubs?
The feet.
The feet.
Boss man?
God.
Again, do we have to pick one thing, or could we ask about all of the things we've recently been trying to procure? Things about Kevin in general, this Melissa, and the chest, I think, are our current wants to investigate.
I'm not against just allowing you to go ahead and ask all those questions. Especially because
Okay.
there's two of you aiding, so...
Alright, that makes sense, then yes. All of that information, please, boss.
Okay, so you're asking about Melissa Haney. Is it specifically just who she is, where she is, all that kind of
Who
stuff?
she is, where she is, because I think the best information we're going to get about her and Kevin would be from her.
Okay. Then there's, there was that. You're asking about the chest with the feet.
Yes.
And there was one other thing.
Yes, about Kevin's general, like, how people generally enjoy
Looked at him.
around town as well, yes. I
Gotcha.
feel like that'll just be good for us going ahead, asking other people questions, especially more prying pieces, to see, because we'd rather ask on the side of town that likes him, and sometimes we might want to ask on the side of town that hates him.
That's fair. So, in regards to the first one, Haney, you'd be surprised to hear, lives actually she and her father being one who owns both a barber shop and a tattoo parlor, basically. Very near to the church, actually. On this on the same map here, actually. So,
Oh, we can definitely go and find her then.
so there's Haney. There was the question about the feet. A lot of people seem to be a little weirded out about asking about a chest with feet. Nobody seems to have heard anything. Somebody jokingly yells, "Just go see the cobbler across the street. I bet you he can get you some shoes for it."
Man, good idea,
Valid.
honestly. They look
You know what?
kinda
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. Can't fault them for that.
I probably shout that back. I'm like, you know what? Actually, grand idea. The Tootsies were looking a bit cold.
All I'll say is that Zero, you are actually standing
Tongue-in-cheek.
by the cobbler shop, so that's also in this
Oh,
plaza.
man.
And
Oh, that
I'm
was
pretty
final.
sure they didn't try to make shoes for a chest, so I don't really want to inquire.
so the final one being about how people seem to have seen Kevin. Some folks do seem to be rumbling about that something seems to have happened at the house last night. There were guards everywhere, and people are a bit wondering what's going on with him. One person says something like, "I'll bet you he was involved in something that he shouldn't have been." Seemed like the Kype. Another person says that he was a wheeler, he was a dealer, he was a merchant. Nobody has anything bad to say, but nobody has anything good to say either. It's almost as though he's just kind of looked at either neutrally or like...
Meh.
Just, Nobody, yeah, just more meh.
Another
Nobody
guy.
really seems to, yeah, just another guy trying to make it living large in the city.
He is very recent in town, but
Which leads me as a player to think that's the type of person who's up to something. If they can have a good cover.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
interesting.
So that would be the information you guys have picked up.
So it seems like out of what we just gathered, it would be best to go check out Melissa then, because it seems like everything else is...
that was who he was pining after, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
that's
just
I think
see
that's
what was up with that.
yeah. If after everything we've gained so far, she'd be a perfect lead to cross-reference
And
everything
if she
with.
has a lot of new accessories, new dresses and such, we figured out where the loan money was going.
Exactly. Look at all the
Yeah.
stuff that he came into possession of. So
Because his wife didn't know. Which means
Also,
that they were
his-
definitely making the money. She knows they were. Why would he still be in debt? Where was that money going?
also keep your eyes out if she's wearing any kind of foreign Avalosian shoes.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, that is another thing. Oh, we can talk to the cobbler!
What is the? So I feel like I've asked you this before, Guti, but what is the culture? Well, what's the culture of Avalosia? Like, what is it like?
It's a shit.
Yeah. Theocracy. And probably one that would really make you cringe.
Okay.
Would Henri hate being there?
Yes.
Yes.
Understood.
Well, I mean, she hates being in Vera, so.
I just hate people.
I just
just
don't
wanna-
like nobility.
You know what? I just kind of want to go south.
Yeah.
To the lands where the cat folk roam. Oh,
nice.
where shall we go? Where the cat folk do
so
roam.
Oh my god.
Where the deer and the minotaur play.
When they're not running from the cat folk.
True.
Yeah, precisely.
All right. Well, up to you guys. The cobbler is in fact the one you are right next to, and the Haney's Barbers is up in this direction. The two pubs were here and here. So.
And we gathered our information there already, so probably best to head to the Haney's, I'd imagine.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll go ahead and see who's inside doing some research. What are you guys researching? And we'll roll to see how long said research takes, and we'll add the time as necessary. There's no need for John to go back inside because
okay.
and
fair
not like there's anything specific happening inside, right?
Fair
So-
enough.
Don't get out of here!
I'm wanting to do more research on that, specifically that creature that was described. I know that we mentioned ghouls and ghasts, and so I think I'm going to focus that.
And wraiths.
And wraiths. So I think I'm going to focus religion on that.
Okay. With the library's help, you'll be able to get +2 on your roll.
24,
Circumstance bonus.
baby!
Basically, masterwork tools bonus. So.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you'll have a 24. Anything for Bran?
Yeah, I would like to approach this from the perspective of knowledge local to start, maybe knowledge dungeoneering as a secondary thing. So maybe
Sure.
like local legends to start. See if
Okay.
there's anything that
It's a good
about
course.
this Ba'a character that the priest mentioned.
Okay.
You know, and how the worship of that translates into the folklore.
Okay.
So I'll give you the local first, and if you need me to roll anything else, let me know.
Sure. You get a +2 circumstance bonus for the help of the library.
23.
Okay,
So that'll be
that includes the bonus.
And you guys can both assume a +2 bonus from Avara as she runs about helping you guys find the right books, because she knows the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh man.
You know what? Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah?
So she's running around helping you guys find the right books and slamming them down in front of you.
All right. So 26 on
I-
my end then.
Oh, welcome back!
Hey, Ebony.
Hey, you're helping the book reading people.
Yeah, we
I
had
figured you'd be good there because your character's extremely literate.
everything all right?
Yeah, it's just that I was pulled to talk about the Canada thing, and I was like, "Hey, can this wait? No, I have your aunt on the phone, and she wants to know, and blah 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 blah."
Oh,
fair.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
We haven't done too much. Mostly did a little bit of information gathering about places to check out next, as well as some folks are researching in the library. So since we weren't sure what to have you do, we have her helping them do their research currently.
I would probably do because, as Kai mentioned, and I appreciate it, I am extremely literate.
Yes. Extremely literate, and you know the Dewey Decimal System. So you're helping us find books.
What is the Dewey Decimal System?
The organizational system for libraries and cataloging where books are in the library, basically.
I mean, I sure as hell don't, but...
Fair enough. You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
So
Honestly, it's not really that hard.
Do I need to roll it?
I just had you aiding them, but if you have a specific question you like, we can just have you roll separately. Currently, John Darksouls is doing research on the undead side of things. Bran is doing research on local legends regarding the phrase that you guys found at the crime scene, including Bob, the phrase, Baba and all that, any kind of legends that could be anywhere around it. So you could aid them, or if you have a specific question, you could roll for a knowledge.
I think I will just be aiding them, but I am still waiting for the time when they need me to make the question for divination.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
the other thing. That's the other thing we can do.
Once you guys do your research, which
Yep.
we will have you roll. We'll have you roll a d4 for how many hours this research will take. And we'll use
And
the
we
higher of the
are-
two.
Okay.
And the other group, we're information gathering. We're about to head to the other woman.
Oof.
Well, 4 is the higher, so
Yeah.
your research will take you 4 hours. So
Okay.
when we are done
Right.
with everybody else, we can bring the research back. So
We'll say like 2:30.
it will be about 2:30. Well, depending how long it takes them. So
14:30.
Yeah, we got ours done in minutes. We can hit a bunch of places.
Oh yeah.
Or 2:30.
otherwise, it would have taken them hours too. So,
Yeah.
but you have a constable with you. So, anyways, go ahead, guys. Continue with what you're doing.
All right, we're going to be heading off towards. And I'm so good at
As
navigating.
Cheshire
time.
just
I know.
stands still and is like, doo-dee-doo, I'll just wait until they're not noticing me and walk the other way.
Wait, no, Cheshire, no.
Apologies.
Yo,
I didn't realize you were
Checksmith.
moving this way.
Clinking noises.
I did not realize you guys had moved.
And John can move with them as needed for camera.
All right, I'm so good at navigating town. I've been here around the. Where am I going?
North.
Okay, yeah, of course. I knew it was north. I see a door. I'm assuming it's here.
Kitty. Alright, well, bye. Yeah, I am pretty scary. You better run.
Meow.
Be nice to cat.
I love cats. Cats
Okay.
are my best friends.
Look at
Shut
that
up.
bird on the roof peeking at us.
No,
What?
birds, though. Birds are assholes.
Caw.
Oh.
The door is unlocked when you want to.
Okay. It's a shop, so I imagine we can just walk on in.
Yep. Oh. You'll just have to fix it real quick. There you go. Again, the map is just badly drawn, so.
There you go.
We'll get that
So
out.
it looks like a house, but it's a shop, so.
That's fine.
I'll give you the pictures of the two in here. Let me see if I can find them.
If that's Melissa, she is wearing some accessories.
Here we go.
You know what? I get it.
I entirely understand this man now. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
hello there. How are you doing today? Customers, I assume? He stands up, what little he can stand up, seeing as he's only about 5 feet tall and very broad.
Well, we
As
end up.
character, do we want to act as if we're customers first, or do we want to just go into the investigating?
Well, I was about to say, have Cyrille say, well, if we, depending how long we're here, we might turn into customers.
It's true. I could use a trim eventually.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If after we're done here, if all goes well, I might buy the group a pie to bring home. So.
No,
So if I do this, I think I can do that and click save.
I'm gonna buy you a tattoo.
I think I might just have to do
We're
you
not at
all
the cobbler's
individually.
right now. We're at the barber tattoo shop.
Here we go. I'm making you all observers of the business. There we go. And then I will go ahead and show you the image of the shop that I found. It doesn't seem to necessarily be correct, but that's fine. There we go. And in the journal, the barber should be seeable by you guys. So
Haney Barbers. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I do seize.
Nice. That's a fancy little schmancy place.
they are in Newcastle. Newcastle would be the place to
It
be.
is true.
Mm-hmm. Kind of weird that there's a skull there on the back on the back shelf, but you know what? I ain't gonna
I'm
question
just
it.
gonna think.
Sorry,
Art.
first client.
That's his dad joke. That would
Most
totally
folk-
be his dad joke. Sorry, don't
Most-
worry about that. That's the first client.
Most folks ask like for a 2 or a 1 or maybe even a 0, but that guy asked for like a -5.
So yeah, I guess we'll be here for information.
Yes.
So
But
he's
as Cyrille
currently
said-
looking at you expectantly. His daughter's in the back, just sort of organizing various items.
So that is okay. We have a few questions to ask, if that's okay.
I suppose so. What's up?
Oh, I
What's
should
on your
introduce
minds?
myself.
Huh.
All right.
I'm Zero
all right.
Furiya
I-
of Zero Furiya Investigations, and these two are.
His demeanor seems to change a little bit. His face is a little bit more serious hearing the terms Furiya Investigations.
Yes. What?
I was even gonna say, if for the sake of purpose you want to keep this covered up, if you want to get rid of my beard, for the purposes of keeping it covered up,
I don't know if we need to, because I'm pretty sure Melissa knows that something's up, obviously. So I imagine that they would be expecting people to come around anyways. Because I'm pretty sure
Fair
she
enough.
knows that he's... And I want to get that reaction from her. You know?
fair enough. Sure.
Yeah.
If push
I'll let
comes
you
to shove and we need to send Group B in here to get information undercover, we have Group B.
True.
John Darksoul.
You
needs
also
his
have
armor
Group
trimmed.
C.
I'm just saying.
Investigations, huh?
Yes.
What seems to be the problem then?
How do I do this? How do I... Goody!
Goody, take over!
No, I don't need you to take over. I'm just trying to think of how to do this. So... I don't think we should mention the murder yet again, because we're trying to keep it under wraps.
All right.
To keep
Here's a thought.
from
Here's a
things,
thought.
But
Here's a thought, Kai. This morning, I went to check out some financial information, and records show that some of that appropriations may have come towards this direction, and we're just trying to assess some things.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay, yeah, that sounds like
do you
good.
know? So, do you know this gentleman very well, sort of thing?
yes.
Yeah.
well do you know the gentleman Kevin Sorrell? It seems that we've been asked to investigate some things pertaining him, especially recently this morning. My companion here was investigating a loan that he had taken out. It seems that some of the money might have been funneled this way. Do you have any...
Are you
knowledge
saying
of
I
that?
take money that's not supposed to be mine?
I never would. No.
Of course not. No.
Of course not.
We're,
That's what it's sounding like.
To paraphrase, we're under the impression that some of the money that he may have gotten in this loan was, how to say, misappropriated towards particular luxuries that were then repurposed into gifts and the like.
I don't think I've sat there and taken any kind of gifts from the man recently. Melissa! She turns around. Yes, father. You've been sitting there and seeing that man. Father, I told you already. She just looks angry at this point. Now, don't you be sitting there lying to me, lass, if that's the case. I don't know where this rumor came from, father. She stomps her foot and she just kind of runs. She just moves back towards the stairs.
Rumor?
Young lady, if you don't... Christ. He wouldn't have actually said that because Christ doesn't exist here. Anyway,
No, some kind of explicative.
Zealous.
By my
Balls.
beard.
Those balls.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Pogs balls. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, Pogs balls.
God damn it.
There you go.
We didn't mean to bring upon this sort
Wait,
of thing.
does that
but it's-
mean that some people entirely just exclaim poggers sometimes?
Yes.
Fucking poggers.
What? What did we do?
What did we do?
It's like, and
Pogs
when she kind of
please.
storms away, he was just more like, "This ain't the impression we were trying to bring upon your doorstep today, sir." Just
We're very sorry. I give a bow. But rumors.
Well, it seems
Essen-
you need to take your investigations a little more seriously. Sit there hearing more things about what's going on the streets. Kind of gives you a side eye for a second. Everybody been saying that, everybody been sitting there for some reason. People, every time they come in, keep asking her if, this Cyrille man sitting there and seeing her. I don't know where it came from either, to be honest. Just people keep saying it. Making me a right bit mad it is.
Just
Would you
everybody
mind?
or anybody in particular?
A couple of customers here and there have sat there and said it. Didn't keep in mind who they were.
Chesher will chime in here.
Would you mind if we had a word with her as well? She's not in any trouble, at least. We're just trying to do our investigation.
If I can't get a word out of her, I doubt you will.
No harm in trying.
Have you noticed
If
her
she'd even come down at this point
Yes.
after sitting there and...
It
No, I
could
can't.
be that.
No, I can't say that she's, I've seen any gifts of any kind on her person, nor in her room. I sit there and go in there every single day. Promise you that. I keep things spick and clean around here. Say that again.
Me just IRL concerned. God, if my dad went into my room every day, I'd be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I keep things spick and span around here, you best be certain.
Oh, I can tell by the
Sounds
way.
like it.
I can tell. This is more of a.
Sounds like you're running up a fine household and a fine business at that.
And
Looks
I'm not
at
gonna have
Cyril's
somebody,
beard.
and he kind of looks at you guys for a second, and I'm not gonna have anybody sitting there and thinking that my daughter is sitting there being a right whore.
Entirely understandable.
No one's trying to suggest that either. We're just following some leads that may have that we're conducting a.
If anything, we're trying.
Wuten, I'm
to prove
sorry,
that
you said the
that's-
word earlier. You said the word earlier. Discretion. God damn it!
Yeah,
Why is that word not in my
discretion,
vocabulary today?
yeah.
We're conducting a very discreet investigation on some of his finances, and this was just.
If anything,
and,
we're trying to clear the name of your daughter.
More or less. We're not
some
trying
of
to
his
just ask.
Go on.
I don't want to take over. Go ahead.
Everybody tripping over each other.
Yeah,
trying to get the man to budge.
Continue your.
You're trying to get a dwarf to budge. I'm just saying.
The main thing we're trying to
It's
get out of
very-
him is make sure that he's conducting just as fair a business as you or any other good person here in Newspire would do. And that
Well,
being said,
He crosses his arms.
you are, and we'll make sure he's doing the same. But some of the notes we found led us may have made mention of she's upstairs at this point, Chaotic?
She has gone upstairs, yes. If she's
Okay.
back there at the moment, she's not. She
All right,
went
I just want to make
upstairs.
sure. I'm just going to say sure. Okay, thank you. Some of his notations we found mentioned her name.
Well, I'll be sure to keep a good close eye on her then, huh? No more going out at this point. Not until she sits there and tells me everything she needs to. I like to think I'm a pretty good judge of character. I don't think she's lying to me. But I'll make sure she's not. You can count on it.
If that's the case, personally, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't sound like she's implicated either. However, it could be. What my suspicion might be is that she's implicated in some way that she's not aware of. Meaning maybe somebody's taken her identity or used some magic or what's it. We would, in that case, I'd like to ask her some questions, make sure, there's nothing suspicious that she has done that she might not be aware of.
That's why I keep telling people magic ain't good for you. Don't do nothing but sit there and deceive people, it does.
Here.
Understandable.
I entirely agree. I prefer to see things with my own eyes and make my own judgments about things. I think that's how I found myself in this line of work.
Aye, aye.
She's probably going to lock herself in her room at this point. I'll sit there and talk to her and get her to sit there and come down to wherever she needs to sit there and talk to you, I guess. Anything that needs to sit there and get this stupid rumor out.
Thank you. Your
Thank you.
cooperation is very appreciated.
Rumors ain't do nothing, no one any good, so we can quash it at the same time, we will.
He'll look at you for a second. He looks you up at Cyrille specifically after saying that. He looks you up and down, and as a dwarf does, sniffs, kind of rubs his nose, and goes, "Right then."
Yeah, he
There's
can
nothing to
tell.
do.
He can tell by looking at me that I'm pretty no nonsense about this shit too. So I'm just like, the expression just like he can tell that rumors, yeah, they suck. I'm not doing this shit. I'm just trying to get some info.
So, he sniffs, he rubs his nose, and he goes, "Well, right then. I'll send her your way then. Where is she going? Or if you want to sit there and come back and set some time, or, actually, I know the perfect thing. Give me a time, give me a place, she'll be there."
We could probably, out of character, we could take, maybe we could all go out to eat for some dinner, maybe? Fine.
Or,
all of us
maybe-
together,
maybe
hang out at
a
a
more-
pub, I don't know.
Maybe a more private location would be better for this, because we're not.
So do we
same
want to go to
thing.
my
We're
office?
not trying to push the rumor, and if people see she's being talked to by people,
So
it's only gonna
probably,
make
but
people
if they see her coming into my office,
yeah, maybe it would be better.
You could just say we come back to your shop.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hey Cyrille, you're about to get shaved.
Great.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Chess is getting a tattoo.
Get a back tattoo.
Sorry, no,
Just
I
get a
don't
little
like
tramp-
any identifiable markings. You know.
Just a little tramp stamp right above the ass.
tramp stamp.
I'm not that kind of lass. Come on.
Well, we'll be glad to come back here, and judging by what you might think of this whole thing, he says as he just kind of scrounges his beard. You might have a customer next time, too.
You look like you could use a bit of a shave. A little bit of trimming up, but that beard, I think you gotta sit there and guide it in the right direction.
Gotta let it grow a little bit.
That's what the ex-wife said.
He can't help. He seems to be unable to have helped but laugh at that.
Yeah, y'all are
No,
y'all are swimming. there.
He's giving a small chuckle to it, too, just like the, you know...
Right. Come back this afternoon before it close. I'll make sure she talks to you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Well, I'll see you later this evening then.
Thanks for your help.
Arigato.
That's on your coin purse.
I have to do like that.
He jabs zeros like it's on your coin purse, by the way.
Always is, always is. Speaking of which tab am I supposed to pick up for you this week?
None, because I'm spotting it with a nice little piece of pie.
Oh, I see.
Ex-wife, eh?
Oh.
Didn't realize that.
You should have known by this by now, right? People are a little bit more welcome to information when you invest in the biz. Promotes the economy.
Right, I think that's everything we wanted to currently look into. Oh, did we check her feet?
There
did
was
definitely
somebody
have
who
some
made some.
accessories.
She ran too fast.
We'll check that later then.
The only other thing was somebody making a joke about seeing a cobbler across the street if you cared to.
That would be a place where you would order the shoes, possibly.
Yeah.
If you remember, there was a thing about him trying to run somebody out of business.
Yeah, remember, Kai, before we go any further, the import. The shoes. Avalosia.
Avalosian shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to hit up that cobbler then?
One hurt. Just to see if they've had anything, if there's any, interesting trades that come through or anything. Or word of any kind of special Zapatos tradesmen that have been through here.
Sorry.
Alright, and I
cut me
believe
apart.
cobbler was over where we were hanging earlier.
Yeah, peered at them through the window, actually.
The door is on this end.
Oh my gosh, what a shitty business design.
He says, walking right inside. What a shitty bit! Hi.
I'm kidding, I did not.
Yeah, for
Out
businesses
loud.
like this, there's usually like a little sign
Yeah.
outside that says "Entrance this way."
Yeah, and they
So-
always suck. I want to go through the other side.
Oops.
There we go. You guys should have the
Stop
ownership
being a
now.
whiny little baby.
You guys should have the ownership and the image. Instead of that guy, it's the owner
It's
instead.
Luna.
Yes.
It's
Good.
an avarice.
Hello,
And I will
sir.
bring his image back up as well. So let me go look for it.
I see it.
There we go.
motherfucker. Look at that! Look at that Navrous looking ass.
Right.
Oh. Yes.
A racist.
Hello.
Our cows look the same to us.
He straightens out his clothes for a second. Valendir, may I ask your name?
My name is Zero Furiya. And these two are?
I'm Cyrille, and
Looks at you.
says nothing.
Yeah, no, well,
Whatever.
it
Fine,
sounded
fine,
like
this is Cheshire.
No, it sounded like you were about to introduce her. So she was looking at you.
I was just thinking it's just like, I'm Cyrille, and I'm sorry, you look like my ex-wife.
Oh,
I certainly hope not.
Oh my god. Oh god.
I'm lots more
Sorry, that
manly
didn't
looking
happen.
than that.
Well, that's the reason. That's the reason she's the ex. Pardon.
Oh my fucking
Well, you see,
God.
there's a reason I had to cut it off.
Anyways, back to the introductions, we'll assume, right?
Yes.
As he
these
raises
two
an
on.
eyebrow.
I will give you another chance. And these two on.
oh, I'm Cyrille. Here's Cheshire.
Cheshire, huh?
It's a normal name.
Well,
Okay.
I assume that you're here for wares of some sort, yes?
Wares and questions about certain wares. I'm of Zero, Furiya Investigations, and I was wondering if I could ask you a few
Investigations?
questions.
And what, pray tell, are we investigating today?
The allocations of some funds from another business. We had thoughts that we found records of shoes that came from Avalosia, and we're just inquiring where those might have been imported in from, and we thought a cobbler would be a good place to look.
He gives a very subtle sort of, like, sneering smile, almost. That Cyrille figure, isn't it? Man really thinks he wants to run me out of business.
Oh, so is it? Okay.
He's never liked me. You don't have to sit there and be coy about it. I assume that's who we're speaking of, yes? On the wrong side of the law, I presume?
Well, it is our eyes are on him at the moment. No one else. If that,
Yes,
if
we're
that puts you at
trying-
any, if that puts you at any more ease, good sir.
Yes,
Mm.
we're trying to find the discrepancies that we have found in a few of his logs, especially through his loans and his late payments. So we're trying to follow through with a few people that might have an understanding of his business and his acquisitions. That's the fucking word.
Rest assured, if you cooperate well, along with everyone else we've been asking around for help with, then let's just say you may not have to worry about his business much longer.
Okay. Would you guys like to do some sense motives?
Sure.
Sorry, I'm making a note that he is the person that he was trying to run out of business. What's up with
16.
feet? You have something you want to talk to us about?
Bro had
Look.
a compulsion.
You know, if you're going on about the you secretly work your fetish in, no, I will promise you, this happened completely by accident.
I disagree.
And listen, in Chaotic's defense, I accidentally did it one time, but I'm never telling you what it was.
I want to know what it was.
Was it
What a
the time
shame.
you tried to have me fuck a
Because you'll never
vampire?
know.
That was weird.
I'll find out what it was soon enough. I found out what Cygnus's class was. I'll find out what your fetish was.
To be
Oh,
fair,
great.
it was
Another
the
last
investigation
word was
announcing
class.
it.
Great, another investigation. There we go.
I'm pretty sure that Cygnus said it out loud on accident.
No, I had figured it out pretty pretty long before that, but yeah.
Of course.
Well, you got
Of course
confirmation.
No. I kept it in the DM.
I'm being a shit whore.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm being a shit whore, don't mind me.
Yeah.
It's my disposition.
Okay, just a quick look at those. Okay. Yeah, he seems pretty sincere. So,
Well, I mean,
Well,
we're
dare I-
telling him the
dare
guy
I
that's
say,
running
in
him out
fact-
of town that we're probably going to.
dare I say, motivated to assist.
Yeah. If we're trying to find, unscrupulous business doings he was doing, the guy who was trying to run him out of town, anything I would say is probably likely cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think this humble cobbler can do for you, Anne?
We had noticed in his business log something about shoes from Avalosia. Do you have any inkling as to what that might be about?
I'd heard something about that. Rumor was from a few of the other shopkeepers that he has some kind of high-rise contact way out there on the other side of the planet. Ludicrous, if you ask me. I'm not even sure how a man would come across such a thing. Regardless, if he did in fact have it, there was... Well, on occasion, I've heard that his wife will sit there and complain that he complains too much about others. Those complaints, of course, reaching my wide ears. Which is why I understand that he didn't like me all too much. To be fair, most people don't. I understand why. It takes a while to get used to a dark elf. Most of us are not... With good reason, my cousins are vile creatures.
You know
Though
what?
the whole does not say much of its parts, I like to view people on an individual basis.
Yeah, if you're running a good, honest business in this city, then that's enough. That's enough vouch in the eyes of Zealous to me.
Why do you think I'm here in the first place? One of few places I could.
People show their worth, not where they come from.
You know, this guy. One second. This guy was mentioned in a journal. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'm like triple checking all of my shit right now. That's why
I
I'm
have
kind
a
of
lot of
like,
fucking tabs open right now. So
I have like. I'm telling you right now, I have popped out the group journal, the fucking books we found, my own journal, and the one I'm currently filling out. I've got like 6 windows open just from this.
You haven't any idea how glad I am to actually not be a spellcaster in this campaign right now.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but
god!
you know how many windows I still have fucking open even though I punched shit?
I have Chrome and Firefox open. I have so many tabs to keep track of.
I know!
There's a reason I play a lot of martial characters. It's because I run the live stream, and so I can just whack. Anyway.
Oh, that's right. The rumor about Melissa Haney being with child. I forgot about that. We'll have to find a way to...
delicately broach that subject.
I need to... Damn, I should have read all of these before we... So CJ is likely the contact that Villander mentioned.
And then there's also a Finch. Was that the other guy at the lone place?
That was...
Finch was the one who ran Finch's gullet in the dockside.
Yeah, that was the rat folk.
He was the rat folk.
The rat
little
folk.
mousy guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Who apparently dabbles in poison.
Yep.
I also
Most likely where
wanna
said
meet up
person
with
picked it up
Marie
from
again.
the sounds of it, so...
We also might need to pick up on Marie again. About the rumors.
Have you heard anything else? Any other sort of rumors about the man that reached her ears, aside from the foul language he had from you, of course?
It seems like you're very well put together.
I appreciate the words. Whether they're hollow or not. But I'll assume the best. One thing that I have always found rather strange is that anytime I've heard anything about the man, there's nothing about him before he arrived in the city. Either he really comes from nowhere, or he prefers nobody to know. Couldn't say for sure. It's never really... not something I paid too much mind to. Enough people dislike me that it's better to sit there and focus on my work and let it prove my worth itself.
It's my understanding he only arrived here like about 6 months ago into town.
From my understanding, yes.
Okay. So he got a lot of influence pretty quick. I'm saying this out of character.
Mm-hmm. I assumed.
Yeah.
You know, I did hear that there were a lot of guards at his place of business last night. He must be in something quite... He must be in quite deep, should that be the case. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, not wrong. All while we were conducting this investigation into his business.
Could you guys... could you give me a bluff check? Mostly just because you are talking around the subject. It's mostly because you're talking around the subject, so.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Haha.
Am I allowed to assist? I haven't really said much.
Okay. I'll take your roll into mind. And then your roll. Yep, alright. Those are... I'm keeping them in mind.
And that's if you allow Chesher to assist us.
Okay. Okay. Continue then if you have any other questions or whatever else you're doing next.
I think that pretty much wraps up our questions for him. I don't know if we would have much more to ask. I think we got the information. Definitely something about his contact. I don't know what much more. Can you think of anything? Nick Solar?
Ask him if he's known anything about Avalosian imports.
We did. We asked specifically
right.
about the Avalosian shoes already, and he said that it likely is something to do with the contact he has on the other side of the world, and he was wondering how a man who could have just come into town, like how he has so many connections already with so many people.
I wonder...
Which is weird, because also most of the town didn't know who he was and had neutral stances with him. I don't think this guy is lying. It's more of just a...
If you feel like sensing a motive on any of it, just let me know.
Do we know?
Do you want my honest take as a player? I feel like that somebody who who has a contact on that side of the world to ship over shady deals and these magical trinkets and shit. The fact that these people know so little.
Seemed like he was bankrolled. So
yeah, the people who know with so many people who know so little, actually seems to tell us a lot. Does that make sense?
No,
it's not what is there, it's what isn't there.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I catch your cold.
So, hang on, there's one more thing here I want to read over real quick. Give me a sec.
Definitely want to try to see if I can talk to the Maria who I met when talking to Gloria. And I want to talk to her privately at some point. Because Kevin thought that she was the one that was spreading rumors about Melissa. Another thing is that we need to... when more stuff, we just have a lot to ask Melissa about those rumors. And I think we should talk to Melissa from the angle of trying to clear up any rumors and misunderstandings, rather than trying to be accusatory. What's that, Cyrille?
So I guess this is more of a lore question about distribution.
Sure.
When it comes to getting like imports, is there like a core distributor who like receives them? Are there people who sign on to like receive those particular imports within different parts of the trade city or cities?
So, I'd imagine it's very similar to some things in real life. One of the biggest companies is the Gilrasa Trading Company. If you do not necessarily have contacts, Often they have representatives out on the docks that are willing to, they can handle the whole process for you for a price, of course. Usually what it is, the way that it works then was that your ship comes across, you take your goods out, people buy your goods most of the time, right? The bigger distributors who are just having people ship things back and forth have warehouses. They also contract warehouses. There are many smaller people who will just own a warehouse and are just like, hey, you need somewhere to store it, we can store it for you, right? So it's usually a lot of people have, it's that complicated web of connections that makes some market work, basically.
Right.
So in terms of that, it's more of there's lots of smaller individuals and there's one larger company, which is the Gilrace Trading.
Okay.
And most ships are usually either contracted out from a company, so they hire a captain, or the captain owns his ship. That's usually the two major ways. So usually the captain is the one running the quote-unquote shipping business, and then somebody else is running the warehouse, and someone else is trading goods, someone else is buying goods, someone else is, I don't know, an adventurer finds something really cool, sells it to the magic people in Baronish, who has a contact across the sea who he knows could sell it for a good price. There's a reason, other reasons Ragnael would go across the sea beyond just talking to the king, which is also a good contact to have. But it's seeing your family, it's seeing the people they know, meeting them, going, oh, you have that going on, huh? Well, there's this thing I know about, so.
Okay. Well, I think I've gone over everything I need to. So.
Okay.
I don't think that there's anything else that I could have to ask him specifically. Though, keeping him as a contact in case we have anything further to ask would be good. It seems like we've gotten off the good foot with him. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I had to. It was there. It was Cobbler. It was right there. Don't tell him I said
it. He heard it in his mind.
Oh no.
He read your thoughts.
Yeah.
How did he do that? Oh no.
Detect thought.
But how could he cast
You're
it?
right. I am a thought. The question is how many
I sense your puns, and I do not suffer them in my shop.
Well, is there anything else then?
Nothing that I can think of. If you can think of anything else that might help us with our investigations, anything else you remember about him, if you could leave a note or find a way to contact us, we would be very grateful.
You said Furiya investigations, correct?
Yes.
Shouldn't be too difficult then.
Thank you
so much for your cooperation.
Of course. And hopefully you put the bastard where he belongs. And he's just going to smile slightly at that.
6 feet under.
Sense that?
Man,
go ahead, sense that motive.
Guy.
I don't mean it's
Oh?
Just finger to the lips.
37.
6 feet under.
37 for a sense motive?
Yes. Rolled a 19 and then a 5 on my d6.
Okay. He just seems to think, as far as you can tell, he seems to just basically be like, this man probably did something bad and he's about to get what he deserves, and maybe he's taking a little bit of pleasure in the fact that, someone who hated him is getting his just desserts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, just as you're leaving, just, finger to the lips, knowing grin type thing.
All right.
Keep it down low. Keep it under wraps.
Okay.
Stitch.
All right.
This one is a different cat from before.
Cool.
But pet's the cat
We're playing with
regardless.
cats again?
He's in the back alley playing with the cat. She's in the back alley playing with the cat, excuse me.
Right.
I'll pet the cat too. I love cats.
Cat begins to get a little annoyed and
Oh,
takes
it's
off.
like my cat. If
Fair
two
enough.
people try to pet Igus while she's sitting on a bed, she will move every time, and it's only when she's sitting on a bed.
Here, boy. Here.
What the hell?
bark, bark,
I don't
bark.
care about dogs. Except For the
Doggo
one
takes
good
it.
dog.
So,
Who's a good boy?
we will go ahead and move the hour time by 4 hours.
Yep.
Yep.
I think
One,
we're
two,
good to
3, 4.
reconvene and
15:05,
Exchange
3 o'clock in
notes.
the afternoon. The sun is overhead, starting to set. Not
We
quite,
have
it's
some
still very
time.
close to midday.
Yeah.
we still have some time before we need to meet up with the Haneys again. Do we want to gather, exchange notes, and do the divination?
So we'll bring you guys who are inside outside real quick.
We could probably meet up, exchange notes, do the divination, and then get ready, at least some of us, to go to the Haneys to do our inquiry.
Okay.
We still got about an hour or two before that. I believe their shop closes, I think it says at 5, so we've got 2 hours. And he said come around closing time.
All right. So, before that,
I have y'all outside. You are still 10 feet in the air. Let me fix that for you. There you go.
You're flying.
additionally,
Flying. Oh, God!
I fixed him. He's fine.
I don't remember if you actually ever described what it was we found in the archives.
Oh,
You are
yeah.
correct. I was waiting until we passed the time.
All right.
So, is everybody here and ready and good and able to?
I guess we'll just head back to my place while we're talking and diving, and then we'll head to the Haneys later.
Sure.
All right.
Let's see here.
We'll probably go back there, of course, because we still have to talk to the Haneys later, but for now.
Yeah.
So, we'll move the time up by like a few minutes as you guys walk. So, here we go.
I've got a good real estate. I got a good real estate spot, you know.
So, we'll start with Avara. Did Avara roll for something?
Not for the divination. It was just assisting in the library last I checked.
Yeah.
Only
Okay.
Bran and John made rolls for figuring things out.
Yep.
So
Researching.
we'll start with John. You had a let's see,
It was a 26.
26 religion check.
Okay.
Yep.
So
We'll
based
have to
on the
do the
dis-
Haneys next time then.
Oh, are we having to close down a little bit or?
Yeah, this will be the last scene that
Yeah.
Cygnus
Yeah,
can
same
be
here.
here for, and I think it's just better so we're not filling in people to
Yeah.
just do things
Fair.
when we're all together.
Yeah.
You guys
It's about
can
that
do it
time.
without me, if that's fun. That's
No.
fine.
I've got to
I
finish
like
up
you!
too. It's
Okay.
I got to finish
Staying.
up too, so it's fine.
Okay.
No worries. So
I'm sorry to inform you, Cygnus. I've imprinted. We're friends, and you're not going anywhere. Here is my gun.
I've already called your work and told them they need to pay you for like several years leave so you can play D&D.
You know, I'm not averse to this. It's so nice to feel loved.
So, for John, the research you do, you can see why people would make the comparisons, or why those were the thoughts that came to your mind. That it sounds like a ghoul or a ghast, especially the fact it seems as though this person Kevin was being eaten, right? And he was seemingly clawed to death, almost as if he was torn to pieces.
hmm And we know that it was a weapon specifically that was used.
But it almost, to you, for sure, it just seems like it's somebody who's taking on the motifs, not actually an actual undead. That's
Okay.
what you can gather.
Okay. So
And
it's
for-
definitely ruled out undead.
Yeah.
Whoever it is taking up the motifs, most likely for
Definitely
intimidation
human.
reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
So, for Bran, what was it you rolled? You rolled for a local. It was the local for the legends. What was your total? Let me see if I can find it.
It was 21 total.
21. That including the aid and the circumstance bonus?
Okay, with an additional +2 for aid, it would be 23.
Okay. Doing some research through various books for involved with the words, Atasha Abba Abba Ah, right? Trying to see if you can just find legends surrounding these dark gods. Something that you know for sure, first off here, is that yes, Skolas is the most well-known of the Dark Gods. The others are far less known. They're there, but they're far less known. And anything about them is already very difficult to figure out anyways. As you are searching around, in one of the archives, there seems to be an archive of a story that is told out and about in various halfling villages. That seems to have been noted down by a particularly keen-eyed cleric of some kind. His name is not on this piece, but rather than it being the phrase itself, it looks similar to you. What seems to be a legend of a monster called Atosh. A creature that... A story told to young halflings to keep them from wandering out after dark because Atosh will come and gobble them up. A creature where, they're never seen again. Right? But the reason that just stands out to you is because Atosh, it just seems like it's kind of similar to you. And this writing, although the name is not there, the year that it was noted down was, and it was at least 20 years ago.
Interesting.
That this tale was originally marked down, at least. Not when it was first told, but when it was first noted by this cleric.
Interesting. And with the 4 hours that I have, are there any other books that reference this particular monster by name?
So you have the note from the cleric who wrote essentially about what seemed to be a fireside tale told by halflings right in the house to keep their kids behaving. Just the name just kind of stood out, right? It's like it seems too similar to what we read.
Sure.
There may perhaps be another one that's probably maybe 10 years ago, something like that. That would essentially be connecting the idea of the monster with, as people learn, because, people eventually over time, ideas on what kinds of weird creatures are out there does percolate through because, people got to deal with all kinds of stupid shit, man. Like, yes, you have the guards, you have adventurers, but that doesn't mean that the odd monster doesn't really appear. And the legend here seems to have taken on greater form, calling the monster a man with massive teeth, gray skin, and sunken eyes.
Oh, really?
Who will tell the children riddles that if they do not get it correct, he will drag them off into the dark of the woods, never to be seen again.
Okay.
Interesting. Did they give any examples of the riddles?
This cleric did not write any of them down specifically. It seems almost as if he was writing things, I don't want to say robotically, but like just matter of fact as what he learned rather than actually writing out a tale proper.
Right.
Okay.
I've written this down.
Okay.
And that would be what you guys learned from your 4 hours of research.
Good stuff.
Actually insightful.
Very useful.
So, I assume this is where we're going to have to cut it for today?
Yep, sounds like it is, and I mean it's a... Oh wait, the divination. Do we want to do the divination first?
That wouldn't take too much time if we wanted to.
Yep.
What do we want to ask? Do we have that pinned down?
You could
Can we
ask...
who is the murderer?
God.
It does say a specific goal, event, or activity. So, if you're going to talk to somebody, maybe you could say what would the outcome of that be, or it's like it's. I'm trying
What
to.
is the outcome of us talking with Melissa?
We could. I could maybe ask based on all of the information. That would also depend on you telling me, telling Avara all the information we have.
You have all of it. We were just discussing everything.
Based on all this information. Where should we look for the killer?
What to search for?
We are searching for the killer. It was kind of asking. It's more like, what would the outcome of a activity be? Let me think.
Yeah.
Provide you with useful information in reply to a question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity.
Right.
So we could ask about one of the courses of actions we're taking and ask it if that's a wise thing to pursue, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, that was going to be my suggestion too. Like maybe the chest or something. Is
Yeah.
it worth following
Like,
up
is
on the
looking
chest?
into the chest, is that worth following
Yeah.
in and looking into?
Honestly, I think the chest might be a good one because
Yeah.
we've joked about it with the feet and whatnot, but that is kind of
So that's
sus.
Who might know about the chest?
Ooh. Who might know
I
more
mean,
about this chest?
It's got a pretty easy identifier.
Who may have handled this chest?
No, again,
What
it is
should
very-
what should we
I just
do
wanna-
if we want to search for the original owner of this chest? Would probably be a way you could word that.
That'd be a
Well,
good way,
I
yeah.
think it would be better if we find if the chest is even a good thing to look into, because it is very distinct. If we do rule out that it's something we don't need to look into, then we can completely drop that.
Yeah.
But I do think that if we do find out for sure it's something we should be looking into, it would be much,
It'd be a way to
more
investigate
beneficial.
further.
Yeah, so maybe a question like,
It's unique.
will investigating the chest help us learn the identity, learn about the killer?
Yes.
That would be a
Find
good
the
way to put it.
I think
I
that's a
say
good one.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna put in my little spell casting ability, sit down, roll my eyes to the back of my head.
And it takes 10
Not
minutes.
means,
So
right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay?
I made some tea while you were doing it.
Nice.
And give me your roll.
I had the bourbon and the cure light wounds potion.
I imagine it's going to be high, good, low, bad.
High, good, low,
Okay.
bad. We want to get higher than a 10.
That looks like higher
we
than
do.
10.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So the question was, will searching after the chest lead us closer to the killer?
Yes.
So you sit there and you are reaching out into the heavens, searching for an agent of Zelos to aid you in your continuing investigation. And a slightly tinny robotic sound will issue into your mind. Trying to think how to put it.
God fucking damn it, Goody.
Anyways, one word keeps repeating it in the same monotone voice for a couple of seconds. Inconsequential, 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 and then stops.
All right.
That sounds like a no to me.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna roll back again from the bottom up.
Rolls up and then from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is good.
defeat-
That we can keep asking, you can do this every day, nah? We
Yeah.
can even keep asking, all the new information we get, we can always eliminate something.
Yeah.
The fetish chest is no good.
The fetish chest.
Got him closing.
And on the note of the fetish chest, we will call it here. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight.
Yes,
Look
thank
forward
you.
to seeing you again next time
Yeah.
for Maids.
Yeah!
Wait. Oh yeah.
What? Goody's new band, Fetish Chest? Fetish Chest?
No, the
Periodic
feet
swapping
box.
Campaigns.
The feet box is not important. Anyway.
Thank God.
Anyway, y'all have a good one.
What
We
a
will see all of you. we'll see
Put
all of you
Footlocker a
next
whole
week
new word.
in
Name.
the next exciting episodes of whichever campaign comes next.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all. Bye bye.
Bye.